Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Town Hall meeting. This is episode number 9, the big drama show. We've been waiting for this one. We're going to talk about some of the bands that have been happening in our scene. There's plenty of drama to go around. So, yeah, the goal will be to have a civil chat and conversation. I already know we're going to fail, especially because Bidu is here, but we're going to try our best. I'm going to intro each of you. If you guys want to add something as well, go ahead after. Neo, a commentator from Back to Warcraft, I think that needs no introduction almost. Everybody should know him if you're a Warcraft 3 person. But if not, yeah, he casts on Back to Warcraft, organizes tournaments, does a little bit of modeling on the side, attends concerts, like, I don't know, like anything else? Did I forget anything?
That's pretty much my life. Thanks, man.
All right. We got Gaskin, who is a Polish. Are you a referee usually? Actually, you're one of the guys I know the least about.
Some kind of, I'm so-called project leader of Reforge Poland. I'm trying to make the Polish scene alive again. And that's it. We are hosting a tournament, and we are admins, doing everything, probably almost connected with the Warcraft.
Okay, and then we got Bidu, the Dust League creator, organizer, caster, Team Dust manager, socially awkward. I don't know. How would you describe yourself, Bidu?
I would say I'm just a friendly neighborhood Samaritan.
Really? Because when I tuned into Dust League, like you were not so friendly a while back ago.
Oh my god, you bring this up every time, and I bring you to school. Don't do it again, dude.
What?
Don't do it again. This is an introduction. We're already getting into the meat and potatoes. I run Dust Gaming. We run Dust League. It's an NA tournament. It's going on tonight. Actually, I'm Back to Warcraft. Shout out to Neo. I'm trying to make North America great again. So I think we're doing a good job. And thanks.
Salt Puppy, a Australian undead player. Who's been around for a long time and played on NetEase a bunch. And yeah, what else is there to know about you, Salt Puppy?
Well, not a great deal, man. I'm just a small-time streamer, casual player. That's basically all there is to it. I'm abandoned to NetEase because of ping issues, as we all know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still run into a few people here and there.
All right. First thing I need to address is Agent was supposed to be on the show. And honestly, I'm not even sure how to talk about this, but I tweeted the lineup and the announcement photo, and then I learned that some things happened that I wasn't aware of previously, including some transphobic comments. So I investigated, I talked to him, and then he talked about it in a way that made me think that it's a little bit risky for me to put him on my stream and show, because there's some stuff that he could say that, maybe could get me banned, could get me in trouble. So I didn't want to roll the dice and take the risk. So I chose to not allow him to be on. And he wasn't the most extreme guy about the topic, but for sure also I think it's hard to give this guy like a platform to talk on it, in my opinion. So yeah, he won't be joining us. We'll be just the 5 of us to have a fun show together.
Fuck, I wanted you to get banned so bad with TOS. I was hoping you brought him on. Fuck, dude.
Be quiet.
Now more people get to get banned in the chat because you don't let Agent on. Fuck, dude.
I already saw some bait by one of his friends, I think. We'll see. I haven't taken action yet. I'm too busy introing the show while being interrupted by you, D-Bag, right now. So let's get right into our first topic. It's the Terror ban. We already talked about it on the previous show, but Terror, after having to play against TGW in the tournament, kind of lost it. He disconnected from a game in which he thought he was ahead, and after talking to TGW, who was maybe baiting him a little bit, he had a very bad moment. Like, in my opinion, Terror is a nice guy, but he like snapped and he said some stuff he shouldn't have said. Including some xenophobic moment. I don't even know how to say these words properly. Xenophobic words and homophobic words and all of that, which cost him a ban from the Back to Warcraft organized tournaments. And in turn, I believe he's been banned from the Russian tournament. So the ban from Back to Warcraft tournaments is for 6 months. The one on Russian tournaments and websites from Good Game RU is 1 year. And apparently, he got banned from Twitch, which is a permaban, is what he told me. So I'm not sure if you actually find out about these things. Like I think sometimes when you get banned, they don't actually tell you for how long. But now he seemed to be convinced it was going to be a permaban. So I'm just going to go over his initial explanation and apology real quick, just to give some context for people that might not have seen the previous episode or know too much about this story. So after this all happened, he said, yesterday, okay, well, typo in the first word, that's not a good start. I did something very bad that I'm not very proud of. Under tilt and bad emotions, I bursted with rage and I said some mean and bad words. I had a bad day, and the culmination of it was a free win taken by TGW, where I got desync/disc or whatever from the game. I've spent my entire day playing and I just lost it. I said things that I don't truly believe or think. I'm sorry if I offended all the players and people that got hurt by it. I didn't mean it. Those are things that are just sayings or stupid songs, but I just said it without even thinking about them, just to comment the situation I was in. I don't want any trouble and I don't want hate being spread, especially by myself. There's nothing more I can do here. All I can do is take the full responsibility, which I am. Did all of you guys see that apology, and what did you think of it when you saw it? Because I feel like it kind of flew under the radar, and I even heard some people say that they thought this wasn't enough. So, Neo, perhaps, what do you think?
Yeah, should I start? That was the first one, right? There was another one last week. So I think it's pretty standard. That's kind of like PR playbook apology for something like that. I didn't think too much of it, to be honest. The second one, in my opinion, is way better. So yeah, I think we get into that later. But of course, when we banned him, that was the only thing public, and we definitely took that into account when we judged about the ban. Yeah. I thought, I don't think too much of it. It's for me, it's standard.
Okay. And Gaskin?
Yeah, well, the case is not easy to judge. When I saw the info about the ban of him in the upcoming league, especially organized by Back to Warcraft, I was surprised very much. I'm not defending what he said, because it's definitely deserved to be punished, of course. But we should think as a whole community about the overall rules which should will lead to punish the players for something like this. It's not easy. It's not easy because, as I remember, Terror is probably the first player which was a statement like this. I don't remember if any Warcraft player had such statement about his ban. The roasting is pretty hard. It's pretty hard comparing to the other players. And not the fence line, it's not easy. It's not that easy. But we should take a wider point of view on that case. I think that we as an admins should consider what he said. We should the first thing what should be done is should be talk with Terror face to face and just like what happened, what was the reason of this case, why he said such bad words. Of course, as we could see at the VOD that he had a bad day. He was whining from the beginning of the game, and not after the disconnection. He was waiting pretty patient for the decision of the admins. Admins asked him about replay. It was Duro. Unfortunately, the rules were saying clearly that the disconnected player deserves for the lose, and the player who stays in the game should pick or he gets a death win or they are doing the regame. Of course, the rules are pretty hard to keep in actual conditions of the Warcraft. We all know that the game is unstable. The drops are pretty often. This case is common, and the rules were changed. Of course, that's it's good. It's good, but we should think about the global rules for the tournaments. I mean that. There are plenty of people, same people, hosting a lot of different tournaments. So I think if we would talk together, think about it, and make some global rules which will be connected with every tournament hosted for the international games, for example. And so that's it for the moment. Let's the other guys say something.
Yeah, hopefully when you recap your Reddit post, it's going to be shorter than this, because god damn, like
holy fuck, Gaskin, like all right. Yeah, I think like I don't know, I think we've seen like with the recent years, man, with social media, whatever you say, like you're not really in charge of like the context anymore or what it means. Obviously what he said was like he was super pissed and he went like overboard. There's like a way to be pissed without getting banned from everything, dude. You just can't do that shit. Like you can't talk about that kind of stuff. You can't say that kind of stuff. Especially like with the Twitch ban, like Twitch is like a huge corporation, like a huge company. Like they're just not going to put up with it. Like I don't think they're going to bring him back, or he can appeal it or something. You just can't do that, man. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's like he said some fucked up shit. What did he actually say? He said like Russians should be bombed. That's what the rumor mill was. Like you can't say that, dude. Like what? I don't care. Like if you're mad at like a Russian or whatever, you can't like do xenophobia. Like it's a hateful thing to do. And obviously the punishment fits the crime. You know, like you can't do that kind of shit.
Which punishment? Because there is like 3 different ones.
Well, I don't know. Like I banned a guy for stream cheating for 6 months. So he one guy just got 6 months for saying some fucked up shit. I'm not too sure about like what leniency pulls where. Fuck, Sword Puppy got a good gig there, I guess. But I don't know. I think like the Twitch thing, I think that's just a company thing. Like their HR handles whatever fuck you do, and then they take care of that. That's their own shit though. That's like pretty like PR standard. Like you can't do that. Back to Warcraft did 6 months, so that's when's that up?
When is that up?
Yeah, when is the 6 months up?
Good question.
Like 5 months or something.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, and like 5 months.
And then
1 week or something.
And then the Russians did what?
1 year.
1 year? Yeah, I don't know. It's up to people can do whatever they want, right? Like
and Twitch did perma apparently.
Yeah, but I think like that's just something like they're not going to put up with. People have been banned for a lot like less on Twitch.
Well, they've been back after doing way worse as well. Like a perma ban is absurd, you know. I feel like I don't know. You could commit manslaughter and be back in like 2 years on Twitch. Like this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
like a bad rant.
They're actually going on a tear. There's a lot of streamers, some of my really like favorite just chatting streamers, and like they get banned for saying like nothing, or like somebody else says it. But that's the thing. Like everything that when you broadcast on Twitch, all of your product on the screen is susceptible to whatever, man. Like you have to be in control of your channel. You have to own whatever you're putting on the screen, because you never know who's going to watch or who's going to take it literally, or who's going to get pissed off. Obviously, I think a lot of people know that Terror's a pretty nice guy, but I think for the most part, like you can't do that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it is what it is, dude. The second he decided to say that, then it's no longer his, like, it's out of his control now. And Twitch took advantage. You're permabanned. Back to Warcraft gave him the 6 months. Russia gave him a year. I mean, I don't know, dude. He said some fucked up shit. Maybe like, I don't know. I think a lot of people are like flippy floppy too. A lot of people are like, yeah, he was just pissed, heat of the moment. But there's a way to go about being super pissed, and then like saying some stupid shit that gets you in trouble. Now you're liable. So instead of becoming the victim, where obviously he was getting screwed over, he was waiting a lot, obviously he was getting impatient. there's a way to go about it where, you know, like be the victim, dude. Don't become like the suspect.
Yeah.
So I think
blame game design like I do, you know. I was gonna get banned for that.
I think he should probably watch more ToD stream. Todd's really good at PR and keeping himself under the radar. And I think if he can just stay the course, Tara, my only advice is just keep watching Todd stream, man. He's really good at containing anger, and directing it in the right fashion. But I mean, I don't know. It is what it is.
Containing anger, yeah, that's me.
I mean, it's pretty funny too because I was like, Tara, are we gonna see you in War 3 Info League and stuff? And then he's like, I think that's one of them, right? Back to Warcraft is like
no.
Oh shit, dude.
I don't know if they followed up with a ban, but we are not involved with Warcraft 3 info.
Okay,
like,
so
we love to support them, we cast them, but it's a different step.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Well, if he still plays, that's fine. I mean, I'd prefer that he plays against us because he's like the weakest player. But yeah, in terms of like, I don't know, dude. It is what it is. I think I've said enough.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Salt Puppy. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Australians, but we're all pretty relaxed when it comes to racism and insults and stuff. So for me to relate to this, it's pretty difficult. I understand the bans and stuff. I think perma-ban on Twitch is a bit harsh.
Yeah, what do you mean pretty relaxed, I mean, if I may ask?
Make our best friend feel like shit on the regular. That's just daily life in Australia.
Yeah, but like,
just how we do, man.
From that to making a public statement about it the way he did it, right? So like talking publicly and saying the things the way he did it. I guess that would be condemned in Australia as well, right?
No, so the apology is good. I think that's good. It's a step in the right direction. I mean, like I said, in the larger scale of things, though, I don't really know how to go with the situation because it's hard for me to relate because we say worse things to our best friends. But I understand it's a sensitive time.
What do you say? What do you say?
Generation.
Give me an example.
I definitely can't. I can't say it on stream, dude. We'll get ToD banned. You're worried about agent. You just don't want to get me started. So, yeah, it's a hard topic, man. Like,
I think there's a big difference if you say things. I think it's a big difference if you say things to your friends because they know how to take it, or if you say things on stream to the world. It's a pretty difficult topic because there's so many things involved into this when it comes to the judgment and what he said. When I listened to the past two town halls, I was a little disappointed, to be honest, because a lot of guests said, yeah, he said bad things, but blah, 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 blah. He said really bad things. Like, if the translations that I read were correct, which I hope because we double-checked, he started off with calling all Russians faggots, which is, of course, bad towards all the Russians, but it's also pretty bad against, like, the homosexual community, of course, which is, of course, a cultural thing as well. Maybe in the CIS and region in Poland, they use this word a lot more loose than in Germany or France or whatever. But then following it up with, again, if the translation was right, Russia shouldn't exist. It should be Poland to the Ural, and then it's China. That's not something you come up with in a rage. I think that's something. I don't know. Culture before that.
Yeah, maybe it's like deep,
really
like
bad.
Deep, yeah, maybe like taught. I don't know. Like it's something like within you, maybe. You know what I mean?
What?
Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like people's like the way their upbringing. You know what I mean? Like that's not just something you can make up. Like you said, it's kind of like why would you say that? Like out of
I think he just had a really bad moment, and he said what he thought was could be the most offensive thing, almost as if he hoped that TGW would hear that or something. Or he was just like so angry, he didn't even think of that. Which, like, I agree, it's really bad and he deserves punishments. But from the start, I questioned the harshness because, in my opinion, like, to me, it matters if you've been really bad before, which he hasn't been, you know? It's like the same, like, let's say somebody commits, like, you know, a petty crime or something, and then they go to court. Whether you have a prior history of that will help determine what your sentence is going to be. And I feel like in his case, I think 6 months was like a little bit harsh. And after that, I saw the 1 year and I saw the perma. I was like, oh my God, like this is ridiculous. And
I think the 1 year was before us, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not
okay. I found out about it after, but yeah, okay. I saw the length on the 6 months ban, and I feel like, you know, like I said, in esports, 6 months, like it feels like, you know, 6 years, especially right now in like we're in quarantine. Like it's like it must be so depressing for him to be at home and not even be able to play tournaments. But yeah, again, he fucked up and he's supposed to be banned for like some of that time. But like, what do you guys think about that point, that maybe your previous behavior should maybe affect the sentencing?
Yeah, if I can say something about the translations, which Neo said about. One of the translation wasn't that correct about the homophobic. Okay. The word which was used by terror is pretty common used in Poland in daily situations. For example, in a road rage, people call themselves like this. We can compare it to the US slang, for example, fuckers. It's similar meaning of those two words. So I cannot agree that it's homophobic. This is how it looks like in Poland by using this word. So when someone is pissed and someone is angry, he's saying it to the other man, and in most of the cases, it has nothing to do with the homophobic or etc.
So you're saying it's a mistranslation?
Yes, I think it's mistranslation. About the other things which there are said, the translations are correct because those are words from the history made by some years ago by people who lived in Poland years ago. We had very hard history, our national history, and maybe terror had a lot of common of his grandfather or something like this, who suffered by the Soviets. Soviet army, which was pushing hard Poland in the early 1970s. So the point, like I said on the start, the point of view should be much wider than we were expecting. Of course, he said brutal words about the nuking, for example, or the Russia, of course. It's unacceptable. But we should look at the statement of Duro, which was written. I think that this statement looks bad. Shouldn't be right like this, because on the main topic, as we can read, it's saying about the homophobic hate. Where is it? Let me find it. But coming back to the clue, the statement shouldn't be written like this. There should be, oh, here it is. No racism, no hate speech, no homophobia. There was no homophobia. As a racism, you can say that it was about the nuking Russia or etc.
Wait, hold on. Did you say there's no homophobia?
Yes.
Wait, are you? Wait, hold on. I'm super confused. In Poland, the word faggot is not homophobic.
He was saying it's a mistranslation. Have you been listening?
I'm trying to listen.
He was saying it might have been mistranslated, and like the word that was used is like a common word to just curse.
Oh, and then they just translated into that word.
Yeah,
but it doesn't have. Oh,
yeah. As I said, in the
okay, US... I was so confused. I was like, okay, what? Oh, okay. So he used a word that it doesn't necessarily mean that, but in English, the translation, that's the only word that's close enough, but that's not what he actually said.
Yeah, it's about the meaning of the word, right? In the US, you got the fucker, for example, and it's pretty similar word for this. It's the best example to compare those two words, and it look like this in the daily life in Poland, right?
Yeah, see, like that's like semantics too, right? Like as soon as you say anything, like that's the power of the internet, man. Like people are gonna translate it. Now people are reading the homophobic slur, and they're going, this guy's, you know, clearly homophobic, when now you're saying that if you live in Poland, that word doesn't actually translate properly in English, and it's not exactly homophobic. Like, that's what you're saying is like completely different than what this guy's being punished for. But that's the problem with like streaming live worldwide, man. Is like context is so important, dude. Like, obviously,
that's why I'm wondering if anyone from the admins was talking with the terror personally. I don't know if Neo can answer.
I talked to him very briefly, and Duro talked to him right after. Yes.
Yeah.
Did anyone ask about the meanings of the words, or did Terror say anything about it?
That was still a very angry talk, but yeah, I don't know if Duro got into it, and I don't know the exact quotes of it right now.
Gaskin, are you saying that the statement that was posted about the ban should not have been posted like this in regards to including homophobia in the text and title,
Yeah,
or because, like, if for everything else you think it's fine to make a statement like this, or did you not like the way this was talked about and announced?
I would not write the statement like this. We are working in esports for like over 15 years, and we know how should it look like, right?
So how would you do it then?
Official statement shouldn't got a topic, no homophobia, no hate speech, no racism. There should be written, for example, each announcement. Today, the player Terror offended a player X, saying bad words, giving an example of it for describe, giving a reason for the ban, giving the period of the ban, but not the people. When people are starting to read, they remember the first letters of every documents the best. So when someone is seeing that no racism, no hate speech, no homophobia, that automatically everyone thinking about terror in a way like this. So it shouldn't be done like this. It should be made more professional, I think.
I feel you're belittling the xenophobia a lot.
Yeah, he's trying to turn us. I'm a fan of Terror, to be honest. After all that, I mean, we should bring him back. No, I think I mean, if that word is like mistranslated, is what it is. But look at how crazy it gets when you start translating stuff like that, and you don't have like official statements. That's the problem, dude. Whatever you say is like gonna be taken however they want, man. Obviously, the xenophobic stuff was clearly bad. It's not like he didn't do any wrong. But Neo, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I feel. Yeah, as I said, it feels like this gets belittled a lot, and we had two translations that both translated what Terra said to faggot, and yeah, we took it from there, obviously.
Ooh,
so that's why we wrote it that way.
Google Translate doesn't lie, Gaskin. Rebuttal.
Was there an intention?
If we know anything about Sonic's tweets lately with Google Translate, is that Google Translate does not lie.
Yeah, I made some research, for example, today on the Russian sites, Good Game Rule, if I'm saying right. I did a translate from their site, and their comments aren't so beautiful also about the terror. The most bad thing about this whole situation is that okay, terror was punished for that what he said, but the people who are expecting to punish him are doing exactly the same thing. They are calling him Nazi, calling him homophobic, calling him whatever he might be, hating him, roasting everywhere.
What do you expect?
Media.
Like, he wanted this country where the homepage is hosted to be wiped from the earth. What comments do you expect from the Russian community?
Yeah, but don't say anything bad back to me. Why are you guys being mean to me? I'm just trying to say that Russia should be deleted. What? Of course, there's going to be backlash, man.
Neo, was there an intent to maybe like send a message to the rest of the community, like with this title and like the way the announcement was made about the punishment? Because like, you know, in Warcraft 3 things are pretty crazy with what some of the people say. Like there used to be like you couldn't even mute people properly before with like spoofs and everything, and like we had like Remo Smoother and whatever, like spamming insults in German for entire games. There was nothing you could do about it. So did you maybe keep that in mind and try to like show the rest of the community that they should not be doing all this stuff?
I don't think this goes too far from our chat rules, for example. It's clearly written there. It's clearly written in our Discord. This is what we've been talking about for 5 to 6 years. And this is some of our core values. So that shouldn't surprise a lot of people that follow us for some time.
Yeah. But wouldn't you agree that in Warcraft 3, because there's been like no, you know, censorship, no bans like previously, or like not much, that it seems like there's a lot of members in the community. I guess maybe some of the more vocal ones. I mean, I'm not saying there's like a lot of crazy people that don't care about anything, but for sure there is some, you know, like we got some strong personalities. Like I was just talking about Rainbow Smoother, like, you know, Anna is posing games, they're talking about anal every 30 seconds, like... So we got some crazies in the Warcraft 3 community for sure. Like, so like, again, like, was that kept in mind while making this announcement, in maybe hoping that will reach everybody like this and people will like start acting a little better, or maybe setting an example out of terror? Or
yeah, I heard that a lot, that we set an example. But this goes back to something that I wrote in my response to Gaskin's Reddit thread, that this was pretty much one of the first times that we were actually in charge for 100% of what happened. We wanted to get some other people like at least timed out for what they did, but we had no power to do so. So this was the first time we were in charge and we could handle things the way we wanted to. And that is how we want to handle it, like this. So of course it's a bit drastic. Of course it's one of the first times that this is done, also for 6 months. But I don't want to make an example out of Terra. This is just how things should be, in our opinion.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe we should have like a group of like all the organizers and everybody like combined to like sit down and like come up with like a community punishment that fits everything. That way we can ban Sword Puppy indefinitely from everything. And then we don't have to worry. We don't have to worry about what everyone else is going to do. We can all just get it done and be happy. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, the idea is quite okay, but we should think first if we are enough professional to do this. I doubt if everyone would fit to the roles. I doubt if every league would adapt to the roles. So for me it's too early to do something like this. We should try, of course, but it can be a little failure. I think that the biggest league, like Warcraft Info League, should be giving an example for the others. But in the state like this, it needs to be fixed also. So, like I wrote on the Reddit, there are a lot of things that should be fixed for me.
I think the issue here is that not all admins can work together, and Gaskin, you know that maybe for the best. And the second thing that ties into this is that ESL will never follow whatever we do or whatever we come up with as a community, because the ESL rules are the ESL rules.
That's right.
Yeah, they are not following up with any kicks or bans that we do. They like.
So you reached out to them, yeah?
But I can say on something about this. It's possible. It's possible because everything depends on the admins. Admin of the ESL can make a charge, can write a ticket about the player who's doing something offensive work, for example, on the Twitch or in the game chat. it's possible to be done. It
Yeah, but
just depends of the admins.
They literally no, like I've been told that ESL doesn't give a fuck about everything else happening around them, and they
Yes.
only
also
deal
true.
with their own. They only deal with their own thing. They actually don't give a. I've been told we don't give a fuck. So I'm like, cool.
Yeah. When we made the decision, we reached out to all the befriended tournament organizers, and shared what happened in our decision. That's kind of what they do with us, and this is what they did with them. It's kind of a normal procedure. And that was, of
Why
course,
don't we just leave it to Blizzard?
yeah, the community managers, right? They could do it.
Dude, are there even Warcraft 3 community managers? Are there even Warcraft? There's none, right?
Arctic maybe.
But
Imagine they had that in the new patch. Like we've edited Terra's ears, guys. He's like, what? No, wait, like, there's a mix-up here. Salt Puppy, any thoughts about this?
Look, man, to be honest with you, I don't think it's in my place to comment too much on it because I'm banned myself for something that I consider to be worst. So for me to comment on someone else's ban, I think is pretty inappropriate, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. I kind of already expressed a bit about it. That,
okay, yeah.
You know,
I just wanted to give you a chance to talk. Like, don't worry. You don't have to. Like, I'm not holding you at gunpoint. All right. Up next, I wanted to show what Terra did to try and kind of like, redeem himself, so to speak. He organized a 2-on-2 tournament to show that he was sorry. And he put, I believe, what was $300 into it.
Yeah.
And actually, I think it was quite a success. A lot of people played. He couldn't directly be involved with it. Like, I mean, he couldn't cast it. Obviously, he's banned on Twitch. You organized it, I believe, Gaskin, and actually I played in it, with Sonic. That was Team Mom and Dad represents. That was crazy. So how was the experience, and what do you think of the idea of organizing something like this? And why didn't he make it Russia only? Because I feel like that would have been maybe pretty nice.
Yeah, that would be nice. The tournament was pretty cool. We didn't expect to get 67 teams, as I remember well. Everything was fucked up, of course, by Blizzard because we had issues with the servers, with the realms. Hopefully, we finished at 11 a.m. p.m. In the night, so it wasn't that bad. And the tournaments are really strong. 2v2 tournaments are really strong, so we should organize more of it. The games are pretty awesome.
Yeah,
it's really cool to stream the games, to commentate the games. It's really pleasure to watch such tournaments, and we should do more 2v2.
Yeah.
Did Russians play?
Yeah, of course. They won actually.
That would be a little bit ironic if they were banned. Okay, so after that, Terra made another post, a tweet longer this time. Brace yourselves. Go 2v2 tournament summary and some thoughts. Hey everyone, first of all, I would like to thank everyone for taking part in the Go 2v2 tournament. You surprised all of us with so many signed up teams. So thank you again. Congratulations to the finalists, Cooper and Caspins, and Cash and Hawk. It was a long and fun tournament. Personally, I had a blast watching Todd play with Sonic. It was really funny. Also, big shout out to Reforged Poland crew for helping to organize this tournament. Gaskin especially was a great help all the way. I want also to personally thank Xander for a huge help. Typo, is one of the few people that... No, actually, no, it might not be. Was diligently involved in my case and actually spent some time talking with me about what happened and tried to understand the whole situation. They also came and said words of appreciation to what I'm trying to do with hosting a tournament and agreed to help when I asked for it, so thank you again, Xander. I want to use this moment also to give some of my thoughts about all the drama surrounding me. I feel really bad about what happened. There are people that say my apologies weren't sincere, or despite them right, that I still believe in things I say during my hateful outburst. This is not true. I simply don't believe the horrible BS I said. I always try to look at myself critically It was a bad thing what I did, no doubt about it. I let anger and negative emotions take the best of me and did what I did. I felt guilty. I wanted to repair that. That's why instead of fighting this thing with senseless arguing or just words, I wanted to do something good and host this tournament for the community. There is a healthy amount of people that supported me, players and fans, for all those who talked with me. Was understanding of the situation and helped during hard times. Thank you for all the support. It means a lot to me. What future holds for me? It doesn't look good if we talk about Warcraft 3. Some people have put a lot of work to ban me everywhere they could. Someone has influenced NetEase admins to ban me from every Asian tournament. I was hoping to take part in WGL Team League, but neither can play it, nor can I play in the upcoming Gold League. My Twitch account was recently banned due to the whole drama, which was the reason I could not cast any games from the Go 2v2 tournament. Huge shout out to Chris, Stevie, and Bad Kiwi for taking the burden of casting in English on themselves. You guys did a great job. There are a few tournaments that I can actually play right now, and the only one I'm sure about is Polish League and future ToD Invitational, since he banned me from the one upcoming one tournament. I'm highly considering quitting the game at all. Time will tell. As for the whole drama, people make mistakes, sometimes huge one. I made such a mistake, which I'm learning a lot from. I tried my best to repay for this mistake, and with the goodwill of the guys who helped me, it was possible. Huge thanks to all you guys who were and are here for me in troubled times. I'm sincerely thankful that you didn't lose faith in me. You're the best. Together we did something good and constructive. Let's hope for the best in the future. As I always say, GG guys, and see you around. All right, Bidu, you're going to go first so that you don't interrupt anybody later on when they speak.
Yeah, I mean, it just sounds like a PR apology. Like the whole "I'm going to quit the game" thing, I doubt it. I think maybe he's just going for votes or something. I don't know. I mean, like you make your bed, you gotta lay in it sometimes. I don't know. I feel bad for the guy. I think he's a nice guy. He's been on the show with me. The last show I was on, he seemed pretty cool. He seemed all right. He hosted that tournament. I think that's a good start. Russians won it. That helped.
Did it?
I don't know, man. There's not much I could say. It is what it is. I think he's been pretty cool with the whole, like, you know, he's not really going on like a tear and trying to like win everybody back by saying like, you know, like you know, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. He's pretty upfront with, yeah, I fucked up. Serve your time, man. We'll see you in a year in Russia, and we'll see you in 6 months and everything else. And you know, just try to be better next time. I think he was made an example of, but I think you kind of have to. Warcraft 3 starting to see some serious traction like lately, especially this year. I think a lot more people are getting involved. They're watching streams. They're starting to get more into the game. I think the game's growing despite the fact the company that runs it is garbage. I think like the community behind it's starting to grow and see growth, and that's good. And you can't have things like this. It only makes it worse. I mean, yeah, Terra is one guy, but you know, even though he's got like 14 followers on Twitter, a lot of people like follow him and they listen to what he has to say. So you kind of have to be at a higher standard if you want the game to elevate. So I think he understands that. I hope he does. I think most people in the scene understand that. So I don't know. I think if you just be a better person, man. You know, you don't need that kind of shit. And then I think it'll blow over. And you know,
you said PR apology. What's a non-PR apology for you? What was he supposed to do?
I mean, dude, it's like a common thing. Like if he didn't say anything, that'd be super weird. Like of course he's gonna be like, you know, I hosted this tournament. I need to get something out of it. So that's what the post is about. It's a 2v2 post tournament summary and some thoughts. And then he farms some Bible thumps by saying he might quit the game. Obviously, he's not going to. And it's just like, yeah, we get it, dude. Just be a better person, man. You don't have to, like, nobody's going to weep for you, dude. Just move on. Time will fix everything. You know what I mean? He might have to do the full sentence. He can't go all sword puppy and just say, fuck that, after a month I'm going to start playing again. But, you know, just serve time and fucking we'll move forward together, you know? Like, I think the community has to work together, and it is what it is.
Neo, any chance for him to get out on early parole for good behavior, or?
Definitely not that early.
Yeah.
As I said, like I like the second text a lot more than I like the first one. I think it's really cool that he did the 2-2 tournament, and so his behavior in the first weeks after the bans are really good. And yeah, thumbs up from my side. But if we unban him now, how does that look? Like, oh yeah, he just bought his way out. So that's definitely not in the foreseeable future. If there would have been like a normal incident, insulting with like normal words, it sounds bad, but you know what I mean. Um, and not like this kind of hate speech against an entire nation, then we could definitely talk about it. But in my opinion, his action was too bad to lift the ban early on. There's definitely a chance, but I can't guarantee anything, and I can't say yeah in a month we will look into it. Um, yeah.
I think it helps to run a 2v2 cup. Sword Puppy. I
No,
think you
you
should host
already
like
spoke.
a league or something.
You already spoke. Mute yourself. Gaskin.
Well, let me think. I think that we should ask the admins on the first line what are their thoughts, especially Duro, because he's admin of your caps Nenio, he's admin of the Work of Shameful League, and the rules should be equal for all the players, like I wrote on the Reddit. We can have some examples of not judging the players in the same way. For example,
okay. First, one sec. I have to interrupt you, guys. I'm gonna give some context here. Gaskin made a giant thread on Reddit called "Double Standards in WC3 Community: Dark Times Coming." There's no way.
It's about a quarter of the way long.
Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna read this whole thing, but it's just about everything, about other cases of cheating that happened in the community and that was unpunished. And I think the whole point you were trying to make is that everybody should be treated fairly, which is what you were saying just now. And yeah, I just wanted to give some context. Some people watch this, like later on the VOD, they can ask questions, or like on the podcast. Yeah, there was quite a few examples in this. So you thought it was unfair that Terry got punished this way, but people before that very openly cheated on stream and everything. This Paul Dakota guy, or whatever. Yeah, this guy's a major d-bag, but yeah.
Yeah, the most I was pissed the most about that. I was starting to report it in the November last year, and nothing happened until today. Nothing. After the tweet on the Reddit, nothing happened. No official statement.
Yeah, what do you want to happen?
I would like to see the official statement from the admins of the work of Shameful League on the and also from you, Neo and Remo. What do you think about those software or Zoom hacks? Do you consider to ban them? Do you consider to allow them to use? And yes, I would expect that much to judge people in the same way. I gave their examples of the issues which happened with the players, between the players in the past. I didn't want to offend anyone, but I think
you clearly wanted to offend me. That was very obvious. But about the hack thing, we definitely talk about it. But at the moment, like, it's a bad excuse, but it's kind of an excuse. We cast 60 hours a week, so I need to take some time to really look into this.
Yeah, but sorry, Neo, but I'm talking with Duro all the time.
Okay.
I was talking with him about 5 or even 10 times. He's the admin, he's your league ops, and it's his job. He should do this, not you. I understand that you're casting, you got a lot of job on the Twitch, but your admins should find a way and find a solution for this. Yeah.
Yeah, but they have to report back to me as well. It's like a conversation. So this is a topic, definitely, but nothing to share about yet.
But the Duro is also the admin of the Warcraft Shameful League. And until November, nothing happens. Nothing happens about this topic. And there was also other cases with offending the admins of the Warcraft Shameful League. Nothing happened. Admins left, Xander left the Warcraft Shameful League. Other admin left the Warcraft Shameful League, or he was the newsman. He was writing some stuff on the Warcraft info site, right? And after agent flamed him, they were talking with the Duro, and he also left the squad. So it's getting messy in the admin squads, in the leagues. So we should sit together, think about it, make some rules to make everything clean and clear for everyone, so players can get a knowledge about what would be the punishment if they do A, B, C, D thing. That's it.
I agree. I agree with you 100%, man. And like the thing about War 3 Info League, you can bash them all they want. They're very short staffed. They're doing a lot for the community. And when you have volunteer people that are just trying to do something, there's going to be a lot of holes in the way of everything that people do. So, I mean, obviously, there's a lack of communication when it comes to um, what do people like, what happens to people or stuff like that. Like every league's different than this. I think it's definitely essential that we have like a committee or something of people that run most of the stuff that can actually sit down and obviously I'm not going to be involved with any of this. Mature people that can actually figure this out so that we don't have this happening over there, that happening over here, nothing happening over here, because it's a huge problem. And it's uncomfortable sometimes.
I don't know that this would ever happen at the first disagreement. Like, yeah. Like, imagine if now the Good Game RU was like very firm on the 1 year and Back to Warcraft is very firm on the 6 months. What do? Do they meet in the middle and say like 9 months? No, like everyone is free to do whatever they want with their circuit and tournament. They're the ones organizing them and putting time into them. So to give a little bit more context, yeah, Neo, you replied with a not nearly as long post yourself to Gaskin's post on Reddit, and you answered like all of the main points that were like kind of talking about you. So you broke rule number 1. You never reply to somebody online, first of all. But,
usually I don't know. But can I go back for a little? Like, do we have any proof that these Zoom hacks were used in our cups? Because I would not be aware of that.
Well, if these guys played in your cup, they for sure used it because like he played with it all the time. That guy.
Yeah.
I was.
But do we have any proof?
I was searching from the VODs, but the Baltic got turn on the subscriptions permission to see the past.
So $5 for the truth.
Yeah, $5 for the truth. So cannot check it, but we can be sure that he played in the ESL. He was playing in the Warcraft Info League. He's playing casually on his Twitch. Also, the guy called White Male was playing the ESL Cups. And about the ESL, I was reading there with Walker and Tech Priest. They allowed those guys to take a part in these tournaments, even though I report it personally to them. So yeah, they are proven cheaters. For me, for example, I think that any third-party software which gives any advantage for the other player is a cheat. Players should play on the equal conditions, on the equal software conditions. The game should look exactly the same. And the most funny thing is that the Baltic code wrote to me on the Discord on the private message. He flamed me, and later on I asked him, yeah, if you are so sure about this that it's not advantage for anyone, so let's make it public. Upload the file, upload the software somewhere in the web, and give us the link so everyone can use it. And he was like, oh no, it's a private thing, I cannot upload it, I cannot share it. So come on, we cannot do things like this. Let's give the chance to everyone to use it or ban it at all.
But how would you be able to prove it if they don't stream during the tournaments?
Yeah, it would be of course hard to prove it, but
what can we do really?
It's the same thing like with the map hack, with the map hacking thing, or with any other hack. We should be aware of it, and there should be rules which says that any third-party software is banned for any tournament. That's it.
I think that is in every rule set, isn't it?
I mean, you can't prove it though, right? Like, your only proof, Gaskin, it seems, is like he's playing in this tournament. I mean, that's not proof that he cheated in every tournament. Just, you assume that he did, but you can't.
Yeah,
you
he
can't
did. I'm not talking about the Rising Cups, but in the ESL Cups and the other tournaments, he was cheating.
Yeah.
There
You
are
can prove
votes
it?
of. Yeah, of course, there are links on the Reddit. You can check it.
All right.
And also
Get
that guy was still dog shit even with his Zoom hack. So,
Yeah.
Salt Puppy, any thoughts?
So with the Zoom hack, it's actually a feature on NetEase. So it's probably just Blizzard's incompetence that it's not a normal feature anyway. I actually haven't really been involved with too much of the drama as such. I try and keep to myself a bit. But I did breeze over it, and that Zoom hack was kind of the only thing that stuck out to me. But there should be, I agree that there should be some sort of committee that everyone kind of has a mutual decision on punishments. It kind of be the easiest way to deal with any situation. But yeah, that's basically all I have to add.
If we could create like worldwide values in the scene, that would be that. Of course, it would be a dream, but I think that the American scene will judge things differently from the European scene, and the CIS scene will judge things differently from the Koreans. Something.
Yeah.
It's just people are kind of too different in that regard.
I mean, if we can like get a committee worldwide, we can like change the world. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's way above us. But it's obviously it'd be nice. I think that just the problem with Gascan. Sorry, I'll let you speak in a second. Sorry, Puppy. I think the problem that Gascan's trying to bring up is that like there's just so much miscommunication, and all the leagues are like so spread out that it's almost like people can like grab bag what's going to happen with this one or that one, and it's just like the lack of communication is a huge problem.
And there was another drama, so to speak, mentioned in this thread, which was the Happy and Enna thing, where like they had to play in a tournament, and then Enna asked for a race, and then Happy was like tilting immediately. Words were exchanged, admins were contacted and stuff, and Enna actually replied to this thread as well. Let's
it was a very good troll, I think. Yeah, that was not a big deal, I think. A couple of insults. Nothing nearly as bad as what Terra did. I had a discussion with both players afterwards. Things were kind of solved, especially from one side, or from
who are you talking about right now?
One of the two players.
Oh, which
Happy
one?
and Inna.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess everyone knows. So that was handled mostly like mature or immature way, and things were settled. Initially, we wanted to ban for that as well, but the talks were pretty good, so we didn't.
But Happy wasn't punished at all, was he?
Nope. Neither was Inna.
Everyone knows Happy plays Undead, though. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, but it's possible he will play another race. Like it's okay to ask. I think.
I mean, the easiest thing was just to reply. Obviously, it's like UD is the answer, and then done with it.
Yeah,
let's
one of Enna's posts was, "I still feel very hurt by how Happy treated me. He did not act according to the rules." And then on top of that, he insulted me, and he did not get a punishment. My feelings are truly hurt, and I cannot sleep well at night because of these incidents. Especially because Back to Warcraft Neo even stood on Happy's side.
I mean, dude,
can anyone please help me? I do not know how to fix this emotional pain. Thank you for pointing out the unjustified behavior by Happy, Neo, and others. Nonetheless, I'm grateful for the structure and content provided for Warcraft 3, even though these guys are not angels, they deserve respect for their work. Nonetheless, I feel very hurt. Please help me.
I mean, that was a pretty good troll.
A nice, funny guy, but let's go back to the start of this case. And I asked Happy about his race pick. He had such right. It was written in the rule book, so it was his right, of course. Happy didn't answer, and the Flame marathon started. And was up the finish. Nobody's punished for anything. The case is closed. and I think that both of the players should be punished, as I wrote on the Reddit. Happy should be punished for offending Xander as an admin, and Anna should be punished for trolling directly in the game because he was pausing the game probably, as I heard. But he had right to ask Happy about his race pick. It was in the rule book. And if we would compare this case with the case of Terror, where Duo said, "Sorry, bro, it's the rules." So Anna couldn't hide behind the rules, but when the Terror asked about their game, sorry, those are the rules. So those are the double standards of the judging people for me.
So first of all, we gave like both players a yellow card, which I think helped because nothing ever happened afterwards. And are you really comparing this with racism?
No, I'm not comparing. I'm comparing the situation before Terror said anything. If Duro, for example, would say, okay, guys, we are having an issues with the game crashes, let's go every game. He admitted that the game was far away from the finish. And in the case of the Anna admitted that he had such a right to ask about the race pick. And Happy offended him very hard. I've got screenshots, can upload it after. And I'm comparing those two situations before Terror said anything.
Okay. Well, everyone knows Ina, right? So everyone knows how he behaves and why he behaves in that way. So I think it's kind of a special case, since if Ina is not trolling, then something's wrong, I guess. So we all know him. He's doing the same thing for 5 years.
Yeah, I know how he behaves. I don't know why he does it. I think he's just nuts.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but so that's why, I guess. It's kind of a different case. It's just Ina.
Xlaw sent me a message,
human,
by the
right?
way, Neo.
It's a player and a human.
Xlaw sent me a message asking. He said, "Ask Neo about the drama with Xlord where I got a death loss, but cash not in Rising Star Cup."
Okay, he wants to bring it up again. Cool. Because it's a lot about player communication towards tournament organizers, I think. So the issue was that Xlord was supposed to play Rising Star Finals on a Sunday, and he also played ESL Cup because it was important for the ESL Meisterschafts qualifier, I think. So he made Happy wait, I think, for a semifinal. Could be a quarterfinal or whatever. But I think it was a semifinal. And played the initial game of the Rising Star Cup. But we told him in the lobby and before, dude, if you win, you have to play again. Like, it was win a bracket quarterfinal and then win a bracket semifinal. And Xlord won. And he was like, no, I'm playing ESL Cup now. Bye. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? If you're not here in X minutes, you're gonna get a death loss. Okay. And he took the death loss. And then complained about it afterwards. What? Now he wants to double stand or to raise the awareness for double standards because Cash was playing Heroes Hearth Invitational and Rising Star Cup. And the Heroes Hearth was on Friday. And Cash advanced. So we knew on Friday evening, pretty late, I think 11 p.m., that the schedule would be colliding between the Heroes Hearth tournament and the Rising Star tournament on Saturday. So we had 20 hours, I think, to try to fix this. And Heroes Hearth worked together with us. And we found a solution for everyone because we had 17 hours of time. If the player says, yeah, well, I'm going to go now, then what should we do? Wait for him for possible 45 minutes in a $3,000 tournament because you want to play a weekly cup? Sorry, no. That was pretty clear to me.
Yeah. So what you're saying is Xlord is a shit kid. Yeah, we already know that.
I like the guy a lot, but that was just stupid.
Yeah.
To me.
But
And
I could see that being an issue very often in the future. Is like those double cups and stuff. Like I mean, maybe we're like drifting far away, but that's also I guess something we could talk about. Is like there's multiple dual cups happening at the same time. Like more and more. Like actually, GoodGame.ru, because everybody's quarantined, they've just launched a series of cups called Stay-at-Home Cups that only Russians can play in. And because Happy got banned, another drama, Happy got banned from all the Good Game RU organized cups. They all see that as like, oh, okay, well, actually, we can make a bunch of money in this if we play in it. So those are like very competitive. All of the best players from that region are playing in those. And suddenly, like, I mean, those guys, I don't think they check the Warcraft 3 info calendar. Like a lot of their tournament, they're on the weekend, they overlap with other stuff. And so I feel like we're going to get in this situation pretty often now. So it might be a good time to iron out the rules to make sure that they're very clear about what happens.
Usually they try very hard, though, that it's not colliding. But then it's up to the player, right, to just play one tournament. I can totally understand that you start 2 tournaments, because in one tournament you could be eliminated in round 2 if you're super unlucky or if the seeding isn't good. And so you try, but for tournament organizers, it's just a pain in the ass. And worst case, you're into semifinals, and one of the tournaments that you choose to give a def loss in looks like shit and looks like the second tier tournament in comparison.
Gaskin, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, no, it's right. The player should pick the tournament they would like to play whole day, and not messing with the other tournaments organizers. The example with Xlord was a good example for me. He should focus on one tournament which is most value, which got most value for him, and that's it. The player should think wisely and pick the tournaments that bring them the most value.
So is there, in your opinion, going back to the terror subject, is there actual double standards in your opinion that like upset you, like on the same scale? Because we joked around with the ENA thing, but realistically, everybody that saw this story, they looked at it, they were like, yeah, sure, like you're the victim here, And on one hand, like I don't think Happy should be flaming, and for sure he should be maybe getting punished a little bit or something if he's like gonna write like bad words.
Yeah, actually, Happy used offending words. I would punish him at least for 2 cups, 3 cups, for example, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. But he used offending words, and that was the cause that Xanders left the admin team, because if in my team, if any of the admins would be offended by the player, I would focus on it, and I would find a solution and find the best way to punish the players, so they can learn some respect for the future, for the admins, for the organizers, because if we let such situation growth, the more players we will have in the tournaments, the more such situations may happen.
Yeah, I totally get that, but I think the post-tournament talk and the yellow card was enough, and everyone understood that. And it was very, very clear that this is not happening again. So in my opinion, things were all okay at that point. And yeah, as I said on Reddit, the Xander things, I would like to keep internal for now.
Okay, so are we good on this subject? Like we covered everything, I guess, terror related. Anybody wants to add something? Bidu, finally, like you've learned to shut up. What's going on, man? You good?
No, I'm just ready to move on. But I also I can't talk about the Back to Warcraft stuff because I'm not into it. So I think Neo covered his points really well, and
yeah,
like at the end of the day, every league's gonna run their stuff the way they want. I like the system he's got; it's working. It's fine if the players agree with it. Then if some outsider on the outside has a problem with it, I mean, they can go fuck themselves, right? So it's like, Right,
I want to point out
Ian?
one more thing. In the past town halls, people were saying like, "Oh, Terra can't play anything anymore because Back to Warcraft runs everything." That is absolutely not true. We run our invitationals and we run weekly cups.
So 95%.
I mean, not the GGG's cups, for example. Everything that will happen on a Monday, we won't do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tournaments like the ESL cups. We don't run them.
I think they mistake running for casting because you guys cast everything, but you don't
We
run
cast
everything.
but we are not responsible for anything.
Yeah.
And for example, the Rising Star Cups, we organized them, but we were not the people in charge ultimately because we had to answer to some other people that did the decisions for us. So our name might be on the tournament, but maybe we are not ultimately in charge of things. So I think Terra can still like that. Good Game Bantam is of course pretty bad, and the WGL followed is also pretty bad, but it's not like we run all the tournaments in the scene and we have a monopoly on the scene. That's just not true.
Yeah. All right, let's move on then. Up next, it's going to be the Salt Puppy ban. I expect to hear a bit more from you on this one, Salt Puppy, but I got a very precise idea of how I want to intro this because we're going to need to give a lot of context here. So first, I'm going to tell the story as Bidu wrote it to me last time while showing some of the screenshots and reading out like the apology that was initially written. And then you'll get to talk, Salt Puppy, and then Bidu, you'll get to talk. So I messaged Bidu earlier asking him to recap what had happened so I could explain you guys and give some context. So what he told me was, okay, long story short, did you really like have a type or like forgot a word in the first sentence? He was suspected of stream cheating watching Insub stream back in January for Dust League Season 2 Qualifier 1 against Divine. After we talked, he admitted to it and I explained how dude, you forgot a word in every sentence. This is killing me.
I mean, I could just explain it.
No, it's okay. 'Cause I'm worried you're going to forget something. So
okay.
It's not long anyway. I will get through this, but please like type better next time. And I explained how I would be banning him from Dust League for 6 months, ban being lifted July 4th, 2020. I told him I would make a Reddit post explaining. A day later, he made his own Reddit post explaining everything. So there it is. Public Apology Dust League by Salt Puppy. Okay, so to start things off, I'd like to apologize to Dust, Bido/Carson. There is a typo in Bido's nickname. And Carson has 3 N's. The amount of time, effort, and money they put in is amazing. I'm deeply sorry to have put a bad taste on the qualifier. I am positive that nothing like this will happen again. Dust does a huge amount for the NA scene, and I hope that will continue and not be discouraged by my bad actions. I would also like to apologize to the player directly involved, Divine. He deserved the win and I wish him the best of luck in the main event. To the NA community, I'm sorry to have disrupted the excitement of upcoming events with bad choices I have made. To everyone who has supported me throughout my Warcraft 3 career, I'm sorry to have let you down and I hope this won't change your opinion of me. So for those of you who don't know, here's the backstory. I stream cheated in a Dust League against Divine in the loser bracket semis. Now I know there is no good reason for this, but I didn't do this just for an edge in the game. Here's my explanation. I was in Insuperable stream mainly to not miss out on the emotions from Insup and OC on their bet on the game. As we all know, these guys are emotional and very entertaining. In hindsight, I should have just watched the VOD, but for some reason I wanted to experience this live. Although this sounds like an excuse, it is the honest truth. Stream cheating is in no way tolerated and I have been punished for these actions. I have received a 6-month ban from all Dust League events, which I will take as a global ban from all tournaments in Warcraft 3. Hyperion, the team I was representing, also does not tolerate this kind of behavior and I'm no longer associated with Hyperion. My actions do not reflect them as a team/org. This won't be the end for me in Warcraft 3. I plan on serving my punishment and coming back to the competitive scene. Sorry to everyone involved. Salt Puppy. After that, Bido continued. I told him I don't have the power to ban him globally, but if he tried to play other cups/leagues, I would inform said cup of the situation and they can make their decision. He posted the apology that he would treat his ban as a 6-month global ban. A month later, end of January, he DMs asking to be pardoned for the ban and have it lifted. I declined. ESL Tour ANZ is announced, and he deletes his Reddit apology and signs up, sweeping all this drama under the rug so nobody sees it. I banned him indefinitely from Dust events because of the sketchy way he went about signing up for ESL, deleting the apology, hiding the evidence. That's our official statement on the matter. That's all, basically. And here's the screenshot of the statement. That was March 23rd, very recent. To clarify, there isn't a link between the two, the Dust ban and ESL. There is some context missing, I guess, but yeah, I guess you did reach out to ESL to try and get him to uphold his ban. So when we banned him for 6 months initially for our own events, he accepted the ban and considered himself a global ban for 6 months. C deleted Reddit post, which was fine. We weren't able to control what he signs up for in the future. It was the method in which he went about signing up for ESL, deleting the Reddit post to be deceitful and try to cover up what happened less than 3 months ago, essentially throwing it under the rug. That is why we gave him an indefinite ban for our events. We do not want him involved in what we organize, periods. What other orgs decide to do is entirely their business and their decision. We're simply shedding light on what happened from our perspective, that's all. That was very well written and without typo. I wish you would write like this on Discord.
Well, Puppy. Dude, I didn't think you were going to read verbatim. Obviously, I would have wrote you a script that you could read.
It's good to know you don't give a shit when you write me about something, but like if it's public, then suddenly we're gonna.
Dude, that was so dumb. Why don't you just have me explain what happened?
Because you're gonna go over it after. I wanted to give context first.
All right, it's your show, man.
Yeah, I think it's better like this. Like it's like if I asked Sword Puppy to read his own statement again in the same voice that he thought about it when he wrote them. Like that would be silly. So now I want to start over with Sword Puppy. Let's go back to the beginning. So the Dust League qualifier that you played in when you played against Divine, the stream, can you go over, like, why did this happen exactly? Like, you said you wanted to hear the reactions of OC and stuff.
Yeah, so I'll just start from the very beginning. OC and Insup have these little banter bets, and they get very emotional throughout. Say, I'm not exactly a high school player, and there's a lot of other people who aren't in the league as well, and we all make stupid mistakes. And these guys have incredible reactions to these poor moments. So yeah, basically I just was listening to the stream for that. And throughout the game, OC mentioned something about an acolyte getting scouted. So I held position on that acolyte, which is the problem with everything because that's clearly abusing. And yeah, that's basically how it unfolded. I got caught stream cheating. And then, yeah, I made that apology because I had extreme guilt towards it. I reached out to all the players. I reached out to Dust. Said what I had to say. After, I think, maybe 3 weeks, I did delete the Reddit post. As you guys know, the Warcraft 3 community is extremely toxic. I had people messaging me often. I had to even restrict my Twitter. I had to restrict my Twitch just because people were being a bit relentless. I had a lot of memes created and stuff, as you can expect. It's all well deserved, man. I cheated. It is what it is. And then, yeah, but unfortunately, when I signed up to the ESL ANZ, this was only realized then about me deleting the post. So it kind of made it seem a little bit more deceptive than what I intended, which is out of my control. It is what it is. It kind of just unfolded from there. So the 6-month ban became permanent and
permanent in Dust League or like the Dust organized tournaments. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I assumed everyone probably bar ESL would follow because. Or, we're trying to all communicate and get on the same page. And yeah, that's just basically the story. I mean, I don't think I've missed anything out. It was a lot of poor decisions by me. I did, recapping a little bit, I did ask to be unbanned when Reforged got released. I was incredibly hyped. There was all these tournaments coming out and I was like, oh man, I'm missing out on this lifetime opportunity. And then messaged Bido about getting unbanned early, which in hindsight was a terrible decision because it come across insulting. Just the bad decisions I've made the last couple of months. I can't really recap on it anymore. I didn't participate in any tournaments for 3 months. And then the ESL ANZ came along. And then I thought, well, the community is very small, so I'll do what I can to support this small community.
Yeah.
And joined up with all the ANZ stuff. But in saying that, I did check with all the players, and I think there was only one person that had a problem with me playing in the event, which, 99% were okay with it. So I couldn't see a problem with it. In hindsight, that was also turning out to be a terrible decision. Yeah, I mean...
Has this created
really
additional drama? The fact that one person...
they just didn't respond to me at all, so I just assumed it was a negative. They didn't actually say no, but they just didn't get back to me.
Okay,
so
they probably just don't care. Then he didn't reply. Yeah.
It is what it is. Like I said, I was going to go with the majority, so
yeah.
If the majority didn't want me to play, I would have not played. But the majority wanted me to play, so it's just our community is small, man. We have to try and support it as much as we can, and we have never had any support from any organization, and ESL has thrown all this money at us. I have as much quality of life in the tournaments, I guess you could say, because even though I'm a bad player in a global aspect, in the ANZ community, I'm still a higher tier player. So we kind of want to have the best games possible for ESL to cast, so that, our region looks good and they want to continue to support. And yeah, so that's basically it, man. I don't know what else to say about it. I'll ride with whatever Bido goes with. It is what it is.
When you were playing in the qualifier and you opened the stream, did you at any points, start thinking to yourself, this is stupid, like I should really close this? Or like when the stuff about the Acolyte was mentioned, why didn't you close the stream immediately and start ignoring it?
I did close it after that, and that was what made it obvious that I was listening to the stream, because I left the chat after that.
Okay, yeah.
So things that made it obvious that I was stream cheating was me doing something directly after OC said it, and the fact that when they said I'm in the chat, I left the chat after they said that.
Okay. All right, Bidu, your turn. Start from the beginning.
I mean, dude, I just don't get it, dude. I just don't get it. I wish I could cut him off because
that's not a good start.
You put so many points out, like, that I have so many questions for, dude. It's not like every day that like your house gets robbed and then the police like get to sit you down with the suspect and you get to like ask him why he's doing it. It's like really weird, dude. Where do I start, dude? So yeah, you said you were watching the stream or listening to the stream. Are you saying you weren't watching the stream and you just timed that Acolyte perfectly? Because I'm convinced you were watching the stream too, and you like have a way with words to make it seem like you're not doing that bad of a thing. And it's just like you deleted the Reddit post because people were being toxic. Like, yeah, but if you read the post, some people in there were like, good apology, man, just shake it off. Like, you had a 6-month ban. It wasn't that big of a deal. I don't know why you went out of your way to be so sketchy to just play ESL. Like, you could have just done your time. You could have played ESL without deleting the Reddit post, and I wouldn't have made that big of a deal out of it. Like, dude, like, you did so many scummy things that it's like, that's why you're permanently banned. Because, like, as an organizer, I can't trust you. Because it's so weird. Like, you made a Reddit post so that I didn't have to. Me and you were in communication a lot throughout the process of that, and I was very lenient with you. I was super lenient with you. I think 6 months, I didn't even really like do any. I didn't make a post. I didn't really expose you. For the most part, it was pretty just like, dude, quietly just take your ban and go. And then you're like, dude, I'll make a post. And you make a Reddit post, and it was sincere, and it was nice. And you're like, I'm going to use this as a 6-month global ban. And, you know, I apologize. It's all fine, dude. Like, and then you're like, fuck that. ESL's out. There's fucking tons of money. I'm going to play in that shit. And then I'm just going to, like, I'm going to delete the Reddit post because you didn't delete the Reddit post because there was toxicity, dude. Because if you read the comments, there was like a mixture of like, Sword Puppy's always been a cheater. And then there was like a mixture of like, it's all right. So it's not enough to like, you did it because you wanted to fucking hide the evidence. No harm, no foul. The New Zealand guys apparently want you to play. That's what I'm being told that today too. Like they were all cool with you playing, maybe because they thought you wouldn't do it again. But it's just like, I don't get what you're trying to tell us, dude. Like you were just listening to the Acolyte. You heard like they told you the Acolyte was going on, and that's when you moved it. You were watching the stream. You were watching the stream and cheating. And then like I just don't understand. Like walk me through all that shit, dude. I'm just very confused.
All right, man. So just before I start, I actually have no reason to lie. And I'm going to touch on the fact about me deleting the post, or
come at me. Anything, yeah.
So I've got my Twitch and Twitter linked to my Reddit post, and first couple of weeks, man, I should have saved it. I didn't think of it because I was trying to just move forward, but there was extremely toxic shit getting messaged to me.
A lot of comments are nuked.
Stuff that,
like on Reddit or like in Discord, like who was messaging you?
Bro, my Twitch Messenger. So that's why now it's private. Same with my Twitter. So in my Reddit, my profile, I have my Twitch and my Twitter linked to try and, expand your socials. And I did delete it a lot earlier before the ESL ANZ got released. And like I said, it was still a bad decision no matter what, but it was really unfortunate that it wasn't realized until I'd signed up to another cup, which made them look like the 2 and 2 were linked. So that's kind of the first thing that went to shit. So I think, did I cover the post there, or do you want me to touch more on that? I don't know what more I can say about it.
So people were messaging you in Twitch, harassing you. So your thought was, I'm going to delete the Reddit post.
Yeah, and it actually worked. It reduced significantly. Also, in hindsight, I shouldn't have deleted it and just made everything private. But like I said, man,
correct.
I didn't make the best decisions. I just wanted to move forward and made a lot of bad choices. I guess in hindsight, I really should have just kept the post up. I fully understand that.
From my perspective...
one sec, I got a question. Bidu seems to believe that you were watching the stream as well as listening to it. So can you give us some context on where was the stream? Was it under your Warcraft 3 and you couldn't see it, you could only hear it? Was it on your second monitor, but then you didn't look at it because you were looking at your game? Or did you look at the stream at all, or were you just listening to the commentary? Do you even have two monitors?
So, yeah, I do have two monitors, two very big monitors.
Clearly.
So I had my Twitch underneath my Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
So basically, on the other side, I had my YouTube because I listen to music, Spotify, and it's easy for me to just slide my mouse across and change my Spotify music or YouTube, whichever one I'm using at the time, because it's just simple sliding your mouse across to the other monitor. So I wasn't watching it, but no matter what I say, I can't really prove it. So it's going to be a matter of opinion. So yeah, at the end of the day, man, it's my word against his, or, just good faith. So
I mean,
really
dude, at the end of the day, it's like, why would people want you involved with their tournaments when you do that? You had no reason to do that, dude. Yet, that's why would people want that? Mistakes happen. That's cool, but it's just like your Reddit post was the only evidence out there of you doing anything, and I let you have your own apology, let you do your own thing, and then you just deleted it. Now there's nothing, so it's kind of like on my end, I'm thinking, dude, there's nothing there. He's just sweeping on the rug. Now he's playing ESL, and it's it just didn't sit right with me. It just didn't sit right what you did, and that's why I made my post explaining everything when we didn't have to. If you didn't delete that Reddit post and you just joined ESL, totally fine. They can make their own decision. I'm not narcissistic enough to believe that ESL is following everything ToDGaming is doing. As much as I'd like to think that we're the fucking king shit, I didn't assume that anyone from ESL gave a fuck about anything I ever wrote. I don't think that way. That's why I reached out to ESL, because I'm like, dude, I don't know if you guys are aware, but there's a post right here. Have at it. And it was in that conversation that they said, yeah, we're aware and we don't give a fuck. And I said, totally fine. And I never did anything else about it. And the ESL will do whatever they want. They have their own committees. They have their own thing. That's totally fine. But when you deleted the Reddit post, that's what I had a problem with. And a lot of people are trying to say, like, I'm trying to ban you from everything. Dude, I'm not. I just want the word out there of what's going on. And then people can make their own decisions. And they clearly have.
So,
I mean,
how long did this go on Salt Puppy during the qualifier? Was it best of one? Was it like the first minute of game one, the first 5 minutes? Like, how long did this go on for exactly?
Honestly, I think there was 2 series.
Fucking hell.
I think it was the games that basically Insup casted and had OC co-casting with him. And I can't remember exactly which it was. It was 3 months ago. I can't remember the...
You didn't get help up until this Acolyte thing, like in the other games that you played before?
Yeah.
Did you get help or did you not get help from the stream?
Help?
Like, it was Kaiser and Divine, right? Was it Kaiser and Divine?
And Kaiser, it was Divine.
Yeah, so like, two maps in one series, or two? You said 2 series. It sounds like another match.
Two series.
And you still lost?
Oh well, yeah.
No, but like, did you, like, being in these other games, like we know about the Acolyte thing, where like that was mentioned and that helped you? Did some other stuff also help you in the other series?
Not at all. Basically, just the Acolyte in the last series. Me hiding my expansion attempt.
Okay.
That's
short question here. Was there a delay on stream?
No, there wasn't.
You should have delay on stream, man.
Yep, and I totally will now. Thanks, Sword Puppy. That's your contribution to the fucking league now. Good job. But no, it wasn't meant to be like that, dude. It's a small league. Everyone that's playing in it is our own community, people that we've known forever. You just have that good faith, man. And there's people watching the stream because the broadcast starts at 8. Fucking, they might not play till 10:30, 11. They're going to be in the chat. They're going to be watching. They're going to be interacting. And then when they play, you have the trust decency that they're going to pause the stream, turn the stream off, play, come back, start chatting, start trolling. That was the environment we wanted for Dust League. We wanted our own thing. And Sword Puppy's been involved with our community for a long time. We always included New Zealand, Australia. Like, anyone that's on East or West is family as far as I'm concerned. Rest in peace to East and West server. But like, dude, it was our own thing, man. And it wasn't about, well, you should have stream delay. Of course you should. But at the end of the day, when you're dealing with a 16-player season, I mean, you trust that they're going to fucking have some dignity and some decency. Otherwise, what's the point of running this at all if everyone's just going to, abuse it? It wasn't about that. It was about having a community thing. Obviously, a 3-minute, 5-minute delay, it slows down the production in terms of like interacting with the chat, having a good time. It changes the environment, and that's not the environment I wanted. And for the most part, dude, we have Detective Duck, we have Detective OC, Detective Insup. We have so many fucking Sherlock Holmes on the scene that it literally wasn't hard at all to spot someone that's stream cheating or cheating at all. These guys found it in game, like literally in game, dude. If you cheat, you're gonna get caught. And I mean, you must have some supersonic fucking hearing to see that Acolyte, like, oh, there's an Acolyte gonna scout the thing, Skelly gonna scout the Acolyte, and then you like turn it off. I'm still convinced you were watching the stream. I have no way to prove that, but it's also like, I don't need to prove it, dude. Like, if you were clearly cheating, you admitted to it, and I gave you a lenient 6-month ban for cheating, for ruining the integrity of a fucking small cup in NA. And then I let you have your platform. I let you fucking deal with it what you want. 6 months is fuck all. Come back on the 4th of July. Lol. That was a troll. The 4th of July end date. But other than that, dude, I gave you full leniency and I was totally chill with you. And then I found it super suspect when like 3 weeks into the ban, you messaged me saying, hey man, can I get unbanned? Because ESL had that pro tour. And I was always like, oh dude, even though he wrote that it's a global 6-month ban, he's going to play cups, dude. He's going to play whatever the fuck he wants. And there's nothing I can do about it, Sword. I really can't do anything about it. And I kind of suspected when you were like, hey, man, can I get unbanned after 3 weeks? I was like, I still said, like, dude, you're getting away with murder with 6 months. Just take your time. Just take your time. I mean, you did cheat. It's not like, and then you signed up for ESL. And I was like, yeah, that was expected. I did expect you to do that. And then I go to the Reddit post and it's deleted. And I'm like, dude, like, cherry on top, man. What did you want me to do?
Yeah, I understand everything you did. I don't think you made any bad decisions.
So, and it's also like, it's also my word against yours. Like, you're saying that you deleted the Reddit post because you were getting flamed. Like, there's a lot of people supporting you in that Reddit post. And anyone that's trolling you on Twitch or whatever, that comes with the territory, man. Like, it's like Warcraft 3 can be toxic sometimes. A lot of people get involved. A lot of people get engaged. A lot of people like to put their 2 cents in. But I took you deleting the Reddit post as you trying to go right into ESL, clean slate. It's going to be a great year. Look at me go. And I was like, dude, this guy's going to actually win money in this tournament, and nobody's going to fucking hear a single thing about it. It just didn't sit right with me, dude. And that's why I banned you indefinitely. Indefinitely, it doesn't mean forever. I mean, it does right now. But I mean, dude, like a long time. Warcraft 3 it's a long time in Warcraft 3, dude. You can totally come back around. Anything can happen. But it's like, at this point, dude, you've burned that bridge with us, and you've burned that trust. And it's so weird to me that other tournaments look at this and don't care. And it's like, yeah, maybe you'll never do it again, but the lack of community involvement, like people saying like they don't care about this stuff, it's so weird to me. And like, you just joined another team, like you're fucking thriving because of this. And it's just so weird to me. And I don't think I'll ever understand that. A lot of people do their own thing. And it's just like, that's the biggest part that I don't get, is like, where are we going to come together as communities, organizers, and first of all, have repercussions? Like, yeah, you're banned from Dust League, but it's like, there's other streams, there's other leagues, there's other things. And I'm not saying that you should be banned from everything, but I'd really like to hear your input on this. Obviously, you think that you're fine and you shouldn't be banned at all because you've just lifted it yourself. Imagine cheating and being able to just lift whatever you want and do whatever you want outside of Dust. Like, it's so weird. I just find that so weird.
Yeah, so overall, I'm a pretty relaxed, kind of forgiving person. So I kind of probably should have thought about it a bit more before playing ESL. But I did the wrong thing, yes. But I kind of, for some reason, felt that excluding myself for 3 months from everything was enough. But it's not, I understand. And then it kind of came along that ESL was supporting ANZ. And man, like I said before, our community is so small in ANZ. And I wanted to really do everything I can to support that small community. I made a terrible decision, and I didn't really want that to affect the rest of the community that I play with. So I signed up and played. Yeah, like, I don't know what more I can say, man. Like, everything you've done is right. I understand everything you're doing. You do a lot for the scene. I'm glad you're adding stream delay because, you know, it needs to happen. And yeah, man,
I mean, well, it doesn't need to happen. People should just be honest and dignified and not do stupid shit and cheat in games. You know?
Bidu, going back to what Salt Puppy is saying of ANZ, you know, not having like a ton of players and him wanting to show support, like.
Yeah, so he messaged me and he said the reason why he signed up, it doesn't matter the reason why he signed up. I always said that you can sign up for whatever the fuck you want. I've never said that, you know, go fuck yourself, you shouldn't play in anything. I never said that, dude. I even said that to him. You can play whatever you want, but it's my prerogative too to let them know what happened. And that's sort of, I've always said that to you. I've never said don't play whatever the fuck you want. You are the one who said you're going to use this as a global ban, and then you just said screw that as well. So it's like, dude, you can't, like, I feel like you can't just flip flop, dude. And it's like,
how do you think that he has a point at all when he says, you know, ESL announced their tournament, there's not like 1 million players in ANZ. Like, if he doesn't sign up and there's only 5 people playing, then it's a pretty bad look.
Well, no, the answer is that there's going to be 17 instead of 18 or 15 instead of 16. And you can weigh the scales on that. I mean, there wasn't that many signups to begin with, but it just seems like a stupid excuse. He wanted to play, he wanted to win money, he wanted to be involved with it. But end of story. And he didn't want to miss out, and he didn't take my ban too seriously. And he clearly was like, fuck this, I'm still going to play. And I'm sure the New Zealand guys know him for a while, and they're probably like, yeah, you can do that. But it's like, is that right? I don't know. Like, I'd love to hear other people's opinion. Gaskin, you're involved with a lot of leagues, and you're considered an Org Neo. It's just like, and that's why I say, like, we need to come together and actually figure something out, because it's just frustrating on my end. And yeah, obviously this is just affecting me. I'm the one that got fucked over. Maybe a lot of people don't care because it wasn't their league, but it's like, I mean, is it right? It just doesn't seem right.
Neo, you want to chip in, or Gaskin?
Yeah, no. What I can say about this is that we cannot be sure about people in the internet. Like the Neo said, I would force the players to run the delay on the streams to miss such situations to never happen. I know that it would be great if everyone would be honest, if we would trust to everyone. But let's say clear, we are in the internet. One day someone is cool for us, and another day he can cheat, like stream sniping, for example. So the only resolve for this is using the stream delay for me. And like the Bidu said, I think that such decisions about ban should be pushed forward to at least the Warcraft Shameful League. I don't know if Sword is banned there, but this is the only big team league actually which is being active. So I think that decision should be pushed forward to at least the Warcraft info. And that's it. We should use the stream delay, and we cannot trust anyone. And it's, I'm honest, we cannot trust anyone. Today.
Yeah, that's a good point. Stream delay is a must, unfortunately. It's kind of bad as a streamer. It sucks, it's annoying. You pretty much lose all interactivity with the chat or the community. And you have to prepare questions or answer 3 minutes later, which sucks. But this is kind of like, we kind of hope to forget about it, I guess, and then there's a new issue, and then we have to do it again. So we all have to do it. You can't trust anyone is a pretty good sentence here. I think it's very, very fitting. It doesn't really matter how small the community is, if there's money involved, or I don't know, if there's something involved, even a title, then yeah. Even for the smallest things, people try to cheat, and that's really sad. Kind of goes hand in hand with what I've been thinking for quite some time now, that at the moment, being a tournament organizer, it feels pretty hard. Like, people make lives hard. I don't know if it's on purpose, but it feels like it's a pile of shit just piling up and piling up and piling up, and every week there's new drama.
How so, for example? Just the stuff we talked about, or
yeah. Like the happy stuff, the Xlord stuff, the terror stuff.
So you mean instead of just actually organizing a tournament, you have to deal with all this external stuff of like...
Yeah, exactly. Like, for the Xlord cache thing, that took me 7 hours or something to reschedule. That was super annoying. I thought I had a Friday
the Tiger King.
Yeah, I think it wasn't out back then, but I started now. It's really good. So it was a back and forth between me and Kaldor and AMD and Cash and Heroes Hearth, and just so annoying stuff that I really don't want to do, or my team really doesn't want to do. Yeah, it's not like the family-like community that we would love to have. But of course, it's some black sheep. The majority is pretty cool, and the majority helps a lot. But there's always something new recently. I don't know if that was the case before, and I just wasn't as involved in tournament organization as I am now. But it's really draining.
Yeah,
maybe because it's the reforged now.
Yeah, I think it's just like you said, man. I think you hit it on the nose. Like, as a tournament organizer, it's just like, dude, you're like fighting at straws sometimes, and you're really just trying to do the right thing, and you're just trying to make something fun and trying to make something good. And the fact, like you said, like, you can't trust anybody. It's a shitty realization, and it hit me right. It hit me right. It hit me right in the fucking face. Season 2 qualifiers, because I was like, yeah, it just sucks, man. And it can only deter us from putting in the time. You know, like, all my time is free. This is my free time that I'm spending. I'm not getting fucking paid by nobody. And it's like, you're just trying to make it work. I'm just like farming Bible thumps as an organizer. You guys don't have to care in the chat, but it's just like it definitely deters you more, and it makes you think like, dude, you know, is it worth it? Because it is stressful scheduling. You got to do vetoes. You got to do so much behind the scenes, and then it's like you do all this stuff, and then people just like try to take advantage on top of it. It's like it sucks, dude. It fucking sucks.
Yeah, what saddens me is that also it's like some stuff is happening with people that, you know, I think are like very decent / nice people, like Terror, for example. You know, never had. Well, actually, I used to have kind of a problem with him, but yeah, we've been friends for a very long time ever since I went to Moscow and we played in Code 5 together. Same with Salt Puppy. I don't think Salt Puppy is a bad guy. Like, he just made a mistake this one time, much like Terror. So it saddens me. I feel like for some characters in the community, you know, like for example, like this sadist anonist guy, whatever. Like, if this guy got banned from everywhere, like, this would be the guy that I look at and I'm like, okay, well, this, I'm not sad for him at all because he just always says like get cancer and stuff at the end of every game. Like this guy's super obnoxious.
Who?
But I don't know, this dude, this undead player who at the end of every game, like people complain I don't say GG. He takes it to the next level. He says die, get cancer, and then some other stuff at the end of every game.
Oh fuck.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
But Salt Puppy, going back to what happened with you deleting the thread on Reddit, you said like you were getting a lot of hate and stuff. So like it was starting to really get to you. Like I feel like this might be something that a lot of people don't understand. They always say like, oh yeah, well if somebody hate on me, like I'll never reply them or whatever. But then like you see like 10 posts in a row like telling you like you're a terrible person and stuff, and then like there's no way you can completely like get over it and not let it get to you. So I feel like this might be what happened to you. Can you shed some lights on those circumstances?
What was that? Sorry, you just cut out. Everything dropped out for me. Just recap, please.
I just wanted you to. I just wanted you to go over like the hate that you got on Reddit. Like.
So, believe it or not, Reddit was relatively good.
Okay, I meant really like in general. Sorry, not just Reddit.
A lot of personal attacks, which is surprising considering not many people actually know me personally. The usual stuff about your looks and saying that your attitude matches your looks and stuff like that. Like I'm sure you guys know.
Porn mustache. Your attitude matches your porn mustache.
I mean, it's all of the above. You know, it's the nose, it's the mustache, it's just the way it is. You can't help these features you've got, but you're just born with them. And, you know, the usual stuff like, you know, oh, I hope I never see you again. I hope you die. Like stuff like this. I hope you're never a part of anything again. Like just stuff that I don't really need to absorb. I can just try and keep pushing forward and move on. Yeah, like I said, man, I wish I just kept screenshots of everything so I could have just reread them and stuff. But because it's not really something I wanted to remember and keep on me, I kind of just forget about it. And yeah, like I said, man, I just want to move forward, keep pushing on. Kind of just came here today to let you guys roast me and deal with the consequences and probably get some more information about everything. And yeah, that's basically all there is to it.
Dude, I don't like that stupid shit you're hearing. Like people like saying like that stupid shit. Like that, I'm not condoning that, and I don't want that. It's just like I just felt offended personally when you did all that stuff, and there was my reasoning behind banning you, and I've explained it, and I've talked to you about it, and I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't wish ill will on you. I don't fucking want you to leave the community. I think you've always been a nice guy. I've known you for a long time, especially the WCR days. I've always had respect for you. It hurt a lot what you did, and you know it is what it is. I think you've been a good sport with the memes. I think people have I've personally memed the shit out of you for at least the past month. I think you've been a good sport about it, and I hope you know it's out of good fun. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a video game, man. It's just like it just hurt me what you did. So that's all.
Yeah, dude. No, I understand. It's all good. I'm fine with the memes. Just let them go. You know, what can I do about it anyway? To be honest, just write it out.
I mean, some of the memes are pretty good though. Good content.
Bidou, like when you hear Salt Puppy's many apologies to they feel sincere to you, and any chance you might lift the permanent ban? Like, what would it take for him to do for you to say, like, okay, like you can actually play Dust League 20?
I don't know. I'm in a weird spot, man, because like Sword will do something, and then he'll say sorry, and then he'll delete the Reddit post, and then he'll say sorry, and then he'll do something else, and then he'll say sorry. So I don't know, dude. I feel like he's just made a series of huge mistakes, and I think he knows that. It's like the way he went about it was just weird and just wrong, and it's just I don't think it was the right move. But I mean, I don't know what the right move is. I thought it was just like use your time and then come back, and I thought everything was going to be cool. Obviously, there was a conflict with a lot of stuff going on with New Zealand and Australia. He wanted to play, and I don't have the power to like ban him from everything. So it's just, I don't know. At the moment, the decision stays the same, and I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Neo, anything good?
Yeah, maybe important to point out that the admins and organizers are people as well. Just because they're not in front of a camera or famous in any kind of way, cheating still hurts. It's super annoying if stuff happens, and it's always their free time because they're rarely getting paid. Yeah, so as a player, you might think about the people in the back, because without the admins and orgas, nothing would happen. Yeah, maybe think about that a little more than now.
I didn't know admins were people. Look at Gaskin. He's not even blinked in like 15 minutes. All right, let's go to next topic. Unless Gaskin, you want to add something?
I'm fine. Let's go.
All right. So up next, it is going to be the Cups. Actually, I changed that. It used to be just the Cup news, but now we're doing Cups/tournament news, and we've got a lot of them to talk about. So,
oh man, I'm so looking forward to this.
Let's go right into it. First up, actually, it's completely out of order compared to what I put on the document. So you guys might want to open the stream instead and have a look there. I think it's going to be easier. First up, we got the WCL 2 vs 2 Season 1, which is going to have a $175 prize pool and has more teams than I thought even existed in the scene. Like, there's so many teams playing in this, it's insane.
Holy shit, what the... That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot of teams. Big map
cool.
pool as well. And that's going to be cast by Chris, Bad Kiwi, and Fortress. And should be pretty fun. I love me some 2-on-2. As you guys will see later, I'm organizing my own 2-on-2 tournament as well. But it's cool to see that there's another one happening. Actually, it already started. I didn't even realize. Oh no, Muffy and Anna lost their first match.
Oh no.
To Boo and Stardom. Who the fuck are these guys? Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that 2-on-2 is coming back in a big fashion. I think we had a time with a lot of 1-on-1. So having new flavor in the scene is pretty cool. I think 3-on-3 is also coming back, and FFA as well. So
3-on-3?
I heard about that. Is that not public yet?
No, it is.
Oh, maybe it is. Yeah, there was something with 3-on-3. Someone said something with 3-on-3.
I don't know actually. Yeah, that would be sick. Let's keep going. We got a lot of them. And then there's ESL Pro Series in every country, so we're gonna go through all of them very quickly. There is the ESL Pro Series Spain, in which Vortex is participating, and Lucifron as well. They're the 2 invited players. They had a bunch of qualifiers. I saw my boy Nara actually make it through in qualifying, who plays for Team Epicas Batalitas. I don't even know what it means, but it sounds pretty cool as well. And the group stage started, and we had Vortex advance in first place in his group, with Blaze taking second place. So it's going to be fun.
Super excited for Lucifron.
Yeah. I hope he practices a bunch, and then he plays against his brother in the finals. That'd be pretty sick.
Who would the parents cheer for, I wonder?
They're like, it's a family win anyway. I don't think they play too much favorite son in this one. Up next, we got... Is my hotkeys wrong? How do you go to next page again? Oh, Control-Alt-Tab, yeah. We got the... You guys... Okay. this is actually different. You guys before did Rising Star Cup on Saturdays. After that partnership ended, you did Global Clan Cup for the rest of March. And now you're looking to do your own thing with the weekly cups, which you're going to crowdfund through Matcherino. So there is... No, I went back. Oh my God. So the link is there. Did you make a short link for this? Because you can on the page.
For the overview, I did. It's back to warcraft.com/tour support. But
Okay.
yeah, for the weekly cups, or do you mean the challenge link?
No, the Matcherino, yeah.
Matcherino, yeah. It's back to warcraft.com/tour support. And yeah, I thought we now at Rising Star, we had Global Clan. It's time for something steady. I don't want to be reliant on a sponsor. So we do it ourselves with the help of the community. We do have a perk that someone can sponsor an event if they want to for a week or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever. Yeah. But I feel it kind of hurts the product if you have to change the challenge community all the time. You have to change the Discord all the time. So we put the Back to Warcraft banner on it. We will always be there. You guys know that. And with the help of the community and hopefully a company at one point, we have a steady cup series on Saturday evening because a lot of people loved it. We had like 200 plus participants on Rising Star and Global Clan Cups. And this has to continue. There was no question that this has to continue. The question is just how, and like that's how it is. Matcherino, Back to Warcraft, you guys, gonna be good. We start tomorrow.
And what about the sponsor the event button here for $100? What do you get for that?
You can pretty much put your company or stream or whatever on our stream. So it's gonna be the logo in the bottom right at our in-game overlay. You get messages in the chat bot. The tour will be called B2W Weekly, powered by
for one cup. That's
for 1 cup. Yeah, exactly.
So I can have a sick Todd logo for $100.
Yeah. Give it to me. Come on, click on it.
I'll think about it. But I can pick any logo. Like if I want it to be like Caldor with like a Brazos logo under it, it's possible.
Well, it has, of course, to align with the terms of service of Twitch and to our values. But yeah, in general, anyone can contact us about that.
All right, sounds good. And up next, we have the GoToWe2 tournament that we talked about earlier, the one organized by Gaskin and sponsored by Terre, which at $300. So here we can see a little bit better, like who went far and stuff. There was a very nice attendance in this one, I thought, in terms of like lineup. You know, like the Muslim and Ente actually played in this one. We had Blade and X-Lord. Actually lost to Chic and Bizarre. I had a lot of fun actually playing in this with Sonic. It's absolutely nuts. Like I think those VODs I'm gonna post later on YouTube are gonna be a big hit. Did any of you guys follow this Sword Puppy and Bidoo, or even you, Neo? Like, did you follow a bunch?
No,
of
I didn't. No.
I didn't follow it either, but I see you beat Insup and Kiwi Kaki. That's surprising considering NA is the best 2v2 players in the world.
Yeah. You're muted.
So there's no.
Your anger right now is blocking the sound, Bidoo.
Sorry, I'm just doing some behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, I appreciate the shadow for NA there, Sword, but no, I wasn't really following it. I think I don't think Insup and Kiwikaki play that much together, and I think they need to gel a bit more. But the NA teams that Sword's referring to as the best in the world are, the Dust Boys.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
If you could close the torrents you just opened, maybe your webcam wouldn't look like a potato, by the way. That'd be great.
Oh, what? Does it look bad? I'm doing some behind the scenes stuff there, but
I talked about it earlier, by the way. So GoodGame.ru, they launched a series of cups called We Play at Home, in which I believe only Russians can play. So I think even Foggy might not be able to play, seeing as he's from Ukraine. Happy is banned. So it's a good time to be alive if you're Hawk or Cash or one of these guys, because then you can try and make all that extra money. I was going to say Cash, but I'm going to have to say the nickname anyway, because he won that cup. He beat Hawk in the finals 2-0. Pretty good.
And he didn't play random. What the fuck? Throughout the entire tournament. That's pretty sick.
He finally remembered his best race is Hawk. Good job, Cash.
It's really cool that they have prize money for top 3. And they have pretty good prize money, like 250 or something.
Yeah, 254.
Yeah, I don't know how they come up with all the money, man.
Wait,
Also, the DGGs, it's crazy.
It's because it's in rubles or whatever it's called. So it's 10,000 for first.
Yeah.
6,250 for second, 3,000.
But still, it's like a 1 day cup, right? And $250.
Yeah.
For a cup, that's pretty good.
Imagine Cash, he goes home, he's like, I made 10 dimes today. So sick.
That's a lot of beer for Cash.
Yeah, so congrats to him. The ESL Pro Series ANZ Summer 2020, that's the one that Salt Puppy has been playing in. Actually, I caught some of your games. Who the hell is so unreal and why did he wreck you like this, dude?
He's a NetEase player, dude. He's actually really
really?
good. Yeah, he doesn't play Binet because the ping is terrible. He just solely plays on NetEase under a Chinese ID. We actually go back and forth a lot. Yeah, so sometimes I win, sometimes he wins. He plays this really obnoxious style every time. Tanks and shit. It's just a pain in the ass. You get 2 tanks drop. Yeah, 2 tanks that drop on your gold mine. Absolute nightmare. But yeah, so in the qualifiers though, just to mention a few people, there's this guy called Dirtbag and Physics. They're 2 real up and comers. Hey, like they've kind of just come back and shown up out of nowhere, and they were really impressive. They both play Undead. I think in the future there'll be people to watch out for sure.
Especially Dirtbag, I'm already
other
a
than
fan.
That, yeah, a nice guy as well. It took forever to convince him to play because he's never really played in tournaments. He only started playing 12 months ago, and we had to twist his arm just to get him to play. Like he just doesn't want to play competitively, just a casual gamer. And yeah, him and his brother Kid Weeb both turned up out of nowhere. So, but honestly, as well, the production from ESL, the admins, everyone was really good.
Yeah.
They were like, it was so smooth. It's actually the best experience I've ever had. But the only other real experiences I've had was with WCG, and that was almost a nightmare. So yeah, it was really refreshing to have something for ANZ. There's actually also weekly cups for ANZ, and they've included the Southeast Asia now, which is really good for them because there's only a handful of players there as well. Yeah, so it's looking good for the scene, like ESL have invested a lot. They've got a lot of good admins that communicate regularly, and yeah, it's great, man. I can't wait. And I'm really happy they're including the Southeast Asia guys as well because, they've got nowhere to play also. Like, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait.
I have a question. It might sound a little weird, but did you listen to the cast of that? Because I heard it was really good. Like, no offense or anything, but I heard the cast was really good for the games.
Yeah, so they run a 5-minute delay. So I was joining in after my games or watching So Unreal play against his opponents and stuff. And their game knowledge was minimal, but they did an amazing job considering. It was really impressive. Like, you could tell they didn't know much about it, like, because of what they would refer to and how a caster didn't know, for example, that before the cast even started, he didn't know there was these new graphics. He was assuming it was going to be on Classic. And, like, I couldn't imagine playing, 10 years of Warcraft, stepping away from the game for several years, coming back to the game and then it looking completely different. All these new, hard-to-follow pictures. Like, I think
I think
they
even
really
if you played it all along, you still don't recognize shit in Reforged graphics, so it doesn't matter. But I tuned in a bunch to it as well, and I was very impressed with those casters, especially because I read on Twitter, like, they were like CSGO casters, so I was like, oh boy, here we go. Like, and then I tuned in, I listened to them, and they actually knew like what they were talking about. Like I don't know if they were like old school Warcraft 3 people as well, or if they prepped really hard, but for sure they did a good job. I feel like most casters like this that come from another game usually wouldn't do the other game that they are casting justice like they did here at Warcraft 3. So props to these guys for sure. But yeah, your group is the only one that happened so far. You advanced with So Unreal, and the rest going to be happening later. I guess, who are the favorites for these tournaments? Like, I guess Moonglade if he's on form.
No, so the favorites are going to be Siron and Seiso. It's going to be between them two definitely, unless maybe Seiso could potentially lose to an AWP. Sorry, that's always possible.
Seiso was whining about human in Back to Warcraft's chat this morning, so I'm not really feeling him. I think if So Unreal tanks him, it's not gonna go.
He actually has a really good style against Orc, so maybe it is just human. But we don't have strong humans apart from So Unreal in the grids, so as long as he doesn't match him, he'll be fine. I think the top three are going to be So Unreal, Seron, and Seiso. It's going to be really entertaining towards the end. I can't wait. It'll probably be a brothers clash, like Seron and Seiso are brothers. And they always play each other in the finals at the end of every ANZ Cup.
Really?
And it's really good because they have this rivalry of brothers as well as being top in Oceania. So the rivalry is just a little bit next level. It's really good. It's it's something else.
We need to do a tag team Vortex Lucifron against Seiso Seron. Bidou, did you catch any of these games?
Yeah, I watched a bit of it last night. Am I still muted? Or was it 2 nights ago? I was at work, but I was watching some of it. I think I was watching the qualifiers too. I thought Sweet played really well in the qualifiers. He had really solid play, actually, like hardly made any mistakes. I thought So Unreal played pretty good. I was kind of memeing with Sword a lot, but I thought he played decent. I still think you're struggling a lot, but you're still like top of A and Z, I guess. I don't know. I've always been saying that Seron is probably the best player in Australia, New Zealand now, unless Raven Draenor shits the bed, but I guess we'll find out. Seiso gets a lot of hype as being one of the best ones, but I find he underperforms in a lot of tournaments. I think Seron and Raven are probably going to take it. Moonglade was on the show with me last time, and he said like he's got a lot of like to learn about the game still. I think when he's in shape though, he's going to be super scary. So it's nice to see like up and comers. I don't know too much about physics, or some of the other up and comers. They don't really watch much of that, but I mean they could play Dust League, and I could see what they can do. But for the most part, I think Seron and Raven are probably the two names to look out for, and Seiso as well.
Sorry to touch again. Just to add, Sweet is playing phenomenal. I agree with Bido there. So he doesn't practice very much, believe it or not, but he's in good form. Like he's just playing so solid.
Well, he's always chilling in streams.
Very
he spends a lot of time around the game, I guess, for sure, right? Like I always see him in sub stream and stuff. Sometimes in mine.
He's a 2v2 player.
Yeah. Well, I guess.
Yeah, he played really, really well in the qualifiers, at least.
Just out of curiosity, what kind of ping, or like, how do you even play this? Because there is no Australia server. We skip the first usual topic, which is Reforge. What do you want to see improve? So we still need to go there. Like if we don't, we're gonna be called shills, Blizzard shills, if we don't bash on Blizzard. So here we go. Like, tell us, what were the playing conditions like for this tournament?
So the playing conditions were what we're used to, I guess you could say. The ping fluctuated between 230 to 270 for myself. It's different for everybody because internet in Australia alone is also horseshit. So not only are we dealing with third world internet, we're dealing with no server. So, I mean...
So you play on NA?
It's the same, man. Like, yeah, we play on NA server. I think it goes to Asia sometimes, which it's terrible either way. It's literally no different. For myself, anyway. Asia and NA are both around 250. We have actually requested ESL to let us play on NetEase because it's the only platform we get playable ping at a high level.
What's your ping?
But on NetEase, it fluctuates between 190 and 180. Even though it's only 60 ms difference to BNet, it feels much smoother.
Yeah.
So I think 250 on BNet feels like 300 or something like that, you know? But yeah, so we've put that up towards the admins for them to try and allow us to play NetEase, but a lot of the players don't actually have the platform and it makes things complicated. So I think we're going to be deserted to play on Reforged. So we'll just have to wait and see.
It's so fascinating. Like, this company must know that they run the ESL Pro Tour in Melbourne. They must know that ESL runs the ANZ Tour. And still they don't give a fuck enough to put a server there. Like, how much does it cost? How hard can it be?
It's actually so frustrating too, because if you're an NA player and you match like Sword Puppy and Raven and all these players, you get like put on like Korea, and it's like so bad. And I know like Hitman's been bitching about it. I know Carson's been bitching about it. It's like, dude, like just get your own server. I think the biggest problem too is the Australian, New Zealand people like bitch the most. And it's like, dude, we get it, but like now you're ruining our games. So like you need a new ladder. Blizzard, wake the fuck up, make them a ladder. Like we don't want them either. So it's like we get it. Hopefully, if Pad can make like a Australia New Zealand server, that'd be sick.
I think he can't. I asked him about it because like this lack of host bot situation has been really bothering me. I keep organizing tournaments, and I really would like to include NA people, but if I do, we either play only on Eurohost, and people who are in US West are gonna lag like hell. And Europe, if they play on NA host, they're gonna get like, I don't know, 180 minimum, which is absurd. Like nobody should be playing in the tournament with 100 plus MS. It's just silly. So like when you tell me like you're playing with 230 or something, I just want to vomit. Like it's a joke. It's a joke that host bots were removed, and it's a joke that there is barely any servers like anywhere. It's fucking terrible.
And they chose West. Why did you choose West? It's like the most least neutral server. At least East or Central, you can work with that. It's tolerable. West is shit. Sorry, I'm done.
Maybe they want to play on good ping. They're on West, right?
Yeah, but if you like
So it's
West
super
matching
selfish of
Europe,
them.
like West matching Europe, like Hitman's from the West Coast. When he matches Europe, it's like 200. It's not neutral. East would have been like he would have had 90. The European would have had like 130. But it's like
It's not neutral.
It's not neutral, dude. West is the worst server you could have picked. They are.
I meant
they
East
have,
is not.
well, East is like I think East is better though because West takes a hit and then Europe takes a hit. And even when you're East, I think like it's weird. It's Chicago. It's not. I don't know. I found East to be the best one, and especially with Koreans and Australia, New Zealand, I think East is better as well.
And like what hope do we have for this to be added? It's like 1% or something. It's like almost non-existent.
Yeah.
I mean, the game's still broken, so what's the chance of getting a new server?
Yeah.
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 We have
Pretty
to
much.
buy it ourselves.
All right. Let's check out the next tournaments before we all get too depressed talking about the lack of host bots. And like the ESL Open Cup Oceania #1, which included players from Australia, India, Indonesia, Malaysia, New Zealand, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam. Hellraiser from Vietnam won the tournament and a 61 US dollars, which is 100 Australian dollars. God damn, your money's weak. Sweets took second, and then we had So Unreal and Shorty in third and fourth. So yeah, good on Hellraiser. Not necessarily a name that you see in like a lot of these tournaments. I see why you were praising Sweets, old puppy. You lost to him.
Yeah, dude. He spanked me pretty hard too. Not gonna lie.
And
Moonglade back on Hellraiser.
Go ahead.
Another NetEase player. He plays on NetEase, basically exclusive, and came to BNet for this one occasion.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like NetEase seems to be like the hyperbolic time chamber. You know, like there's some players you don't really know who's practicing there, but whoever is, they're gonna show good results in tournaments. But yeah, Moonglade actually lost to Fish. Who is Fish?
So that was a bit of a scandal.
Yeah, is that Kira?
Yeah, so we don't know who it was. It was someone playing on an alternate account. We had to get them to prove residency, and they didn't end up proving residency and became a default loss after beating Glade, which is really unlucky. I think Glade should have just gone up to versus
they didn't overturn the result after that?
Until, I think it was the semis or something like that. Before they kicked him out, and it was weird. So he kind of was playing, and then all of a sudden just dropped without much of an explanation. But I think it was Shorty that did the investigations and came to the conclusion that he wasn't a part of this region. And yeah, so the admins dealt with it, and there you go. So
the drama just keeps showing up out of nowhere. Do you think I could get?
What did I miss?
Yeah, so like this guy Fish beat Moonglade, and apparently he was somebody else than the country that is listed as being from, which was what flag is this?
Kuwait, I think, right? Is Fish from Kuwait?
Well, but this doesn't even include Kuwait. This format.
No,
so
that's the thing.
Yeah.
So how did he sign up?
So apparently Fish is from Singapore, Bido. He's not actually from Kuwait.
So I know
This is the
Kira
whole-
is the one that's draw packing everyone back in the day, and he's from Kuwait, and everyone was saying Fish was Kira, and I was like Q-Man, and everyone's like, dude, is that really Q-Man? And we're like, why would
So
we let
then-
him play? So is it a different person?
Yeah.
Does anybody
It's a
know the
different person,
whereabouts
and
of Razorman at the time of the crime?
This Fish guy is a different person, and he got put in the same ballpark as the person from Kuwait. So he was disqualified for no real reason, because apparently this Fish is from Singapore.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
So
Fish
what
is a
he's
real
doing is-
person from Singapore.
Yes.
Okay, because Fish played in Dust League
You
too.
guys-
Jesus, everything's just
Did
Neo,
you-
save us, dude.
Yeah,
save
man,
us.
Yeah.
What can I do? As I say, like there's shit everywhere. It doesn't matter what region.
Do you think I
America
could get
got it.
Moonglades and Fish wearing a mask on the next tunnel? Good God.
But yeah, anyway, he is going to get he's going to prove he's from Singapore, and he'll probably be playing in future. It was like a ban that he shouldn't have got banned because he was labeled under that same person who's from Kuwait when he's not. And yeah, it was just an entire shit show for the first week of the tournament anyway. It was also late. So it was on I think it was a Thursday night, on Wednesday night, sorry. And it started at like 8 p.m. So we didn't finish till I didn't finish till 12. And I had to get up for work at 4:30. It was an absolute nightmare. So Sweet, Shorty, Hellraiser, Unreal, all these guys got to go to work the next day, and they're playing a tournament till like 1 a.m. Like,
Yeah, but
So
they
that
have
was
to
another
take
thing
all the
also.
time zones of Australia in consideration, I guess, right?
yeah, so it was even worse for New Zealand. I think that's why Seiso didn't actually lose. He forfeited, I think, because it was getting too late.
Yeah.
Maybe they should
So,
do the
yeah, it
quarterfinals
was
best
just-
of one.
Oh, yeah, that's a possibility.
And also,
But
be
we
thankful.
actually-
Be thankful you didn't have Krav in your tournaments, like in all the Open Cups I play, because otherwise it would have finished 2 hours later than it did, because the guy takes a smoke break between every series. But anyway, continue.
Yeah. But yeah, so we did also request the admins to make it a bit earlier. I think we want to move it to 5 p.m. So yeah, for the first week, he was pretty good. Things will improve because the admins are very good with communication. They take everyone's points on board. So it's good, man. Like I said, the admins, it's a credit to the admins. They're doing a good job. They haven't dealt with this Warcraft 3 scene before, really. And yeah, they're doing a great job. Most of them come from CSGO, and I forget the other game that they come from, but yeah, it's really good, man. It's a positive step, that's for sure.
It's cool that they listen. Yes, nice.
Yeah,
But I thought Trixler did a great job at DreamHack, dude. These outside casters are doing really good. What do you think, Neo?
What kind of a topic jump is that, you idiot?
Oh, we're talking about outside casters, man.
We're talking about admins, you nut.
Oh, well, fuck. I don't know.
he did pretty good, but if I hear Neptune one more time, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, actually, Revenant is in the chat, and he's saying that this Fish guy is from Singapore. He's spoken with him and stuff. And Revenant, you lost to So Unreal. Come on, man. I expect more from you. Thought you were my boy. And Say So lost to So Unreal. This So Unreal guy is for real. Only lost to Hellraiser in the semi.
He's always top 100 in netties, like every season. Always top 100. With minimal games too, not like 50%, 100 games. Like it's usually 30 to 40 games with 65%. So he's definitely a real gamer.
Yeah. All right. Let's check out the next one, the GGG's Weekly, which happened last...
What order are we going in, by the way? I'm trying to follow.
Just watch the stream, because like
Watch the stream.
when I opened all tabs, it opened in a complete different order. I was like, there's no freaking way I'm putting
okay.
everything back in order. So yeah, that's the one that was last week. So that was on the 25th of March, and saw Foggy beat X-Lord in the finals. So if you're asking why Happy is not there, he's banned from the Russia organized cups, so he wasn't able to play in this one. I don't know why Hawk. Maybe Hawk was playing another tournament, because I don't see him in this one. Oh no, wait, what?
He lost.
He lost to Death Note. Hawk lost to Death Note. Okay, because usually you
Hawk
would
champ.
you would expect Hawk to go like really deep. So I guess good for Death Note, but then he lost to Sonic in the next round. And I was able to make the semis before getting demolished by X-Lord. Nice race, bro. But yeah, congrats to Foggy, who absolutely smashed X-Lord in the finals.
If you guys watch one game out of this tournament, Sonic Foggy is the throw of a lifetime. That was so sick. I've seen a lot of games. Sonic had this game 3 times. and pure Sonic mode. He dives into foggy space, has every advantage in the world, and then he's just losing it. It was just a Warcraft festival. Sonic games are always awesome, so you can watch that one. It's great.
Did you guys catch any of these? Bidou, Salt Puppy, and Gaskin?
I saw the Great Wall versus Side on LT, and that was a banger. It was like a 50-minute game.
It's not this tournament, you know that, right?
But we're talking about GGGs, no?
Yeah, but this
The one
is
from
last
last week.
Wednesday. Are you listening to anything?
Dude, I'm literally trying to
Stop miming in the chat.
Okay.
I've had it with
when you said Sonic versus Foggy, I'm looking at the bracket. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't see it anywhere. But I just went with it anyway. Dude, I don't give a fuck. No,
Watch
I didn't
the
watch
stream,
any,
I said.
No, I didn't watch any of that. Sorry. Well, I'll get you on the next one.
Salt Puppy, did you ever watch Disc Cups?
No, I didn't watch anything, but I can't really see any real upsets, to be honest. Like,
Are you
Foggy
serious?
wins.
X-Lord beat me.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that's surprising. I mean, Todd losing to an undead, who would have thought?
Gaskin?
But yeah,
Oh, sorry,
That's the next
continue. You were saying,
No, I was
Puppy?
done.
Okay. Gaskin?
I didn't follow this tournament, so let's go on.
It's pretty sick that you defeated Cash, by the way.
Yeah. It was a nice game, too. On the other hand, right?
Yeah.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
And one, man.
Yeah.
Do I have permission to ask a question?
Sure.
You beat a player like Cash, okay? Super good orc. I see you play on stream a lot against Grubby, and they're super close, and I would say that Grubby's a little weaker. Do you think you have like a mental block against Grubby? Try to exclude the human versus orc matchup, because I think you are significantly better than Grubby. I'm extending an olive branch, okay? I think you are a lot better than Grubby. But when you play him, you have close games. But then when you play like Cash, who's like much better, you stomp him. And it's just like, I feel like you have like a mental block against Grubby. What do you think?
I think I trade series with most people, and that's Cash and Grubby. I've lost to Cash the last time I played him, maybe before that. And then like you talk about the games that you saw against Grubby that I lost, but I won quite a few ones before that. I lost the last 4, but maybe I won the 3 before that. So we just trade games. There's nobody that like beats me all the time, and there's nobody that I beat all the time. Unless maybe we're talking like, I guess I never beat Hawk and Happy. But other than that, I've beaten almost everybody, and like we've traded series a minimum, I would say.
So you trade like 70% against Grubby for the most part, like 70-30?
I don't know, actually. I haven't really been keeping track. Like, it depends also. Like, it goes in waves. Like, I was playing on NetEase for a while, so I wasn't meeting him at all. And then now that we're both playing on W3 Champions, we're meeting almost daily. Like, we started meeting quite a bit. Like, literally, my first game on W3 Champions was him. And then I met him. I met him again like twice more or something. So, yeah. But I think, especially as I start playing more on it and he plays more on it, we're gonna meet pretty often. And I'm guessing we're gonna trade games. I mean, hopefully, I'm not getting wrecked all the time. But hopefully,
then do you like who are the players that you actually like can't beat? Hawk and who?
Happy.
Hawk and Happy. Do you see yourself? Okay, dude, you used to be like the best player in the world. Do you see yourself getting to that level, or are you just chilling, or do you,
I'm trying to get better, but if I wanted to be a pro player that tries to win the biggest tournaments, I probably would never stream and then only train a fuckload, watch way more VODs than I do now. Never organize any tournaments. Never go to cast any tournaments.
Yeah,
my life would be very different.
It's just weird because I see you at DreamHack and you're sitting there and you're watching like these European players play on stage, and I just wondered if you thought like I could beat these motherfuckers. Like I wonder if you think like, dude, if I could do this shit, or if you like have that desire, but obviously you just want to cast. Right?
I know I could beat a lot of people, but it's just I've already done it for a decade of my life, so I don't need to. I've already like satisfied that hunger, so to speak. So. Initially, I wasn't even planning on competing. It's just like Meisterschaft ended up being announced, and I was like, "Oh, why the hell not play that?" And then as there's like you never really know how busy you're gonna be in the year, and I didn't want to just be waiting for tournaments to ask me to cast, because you never know if tournaments are actually gonna ask you to cast them. Like like at the start of the year, they announced. I actually like the circuit wasn't even announced yet, right? For StarCraft and for Warcraft. So I was like, "What am I gonna do?" So I was like. I guess I'll just stream a ton. Like I've already got a cool community on my stream, and I can organize tournaments. I can make a lot of content. I can do all this stuff. This is fun. But I didn't plan on competing. I thought I might play online cups if I was satisfied with my level. But back then I was not satisfied at all with my level. But then slowly but surely, as of late, I've been more and more satisfied, I guess. And I was like, well, why the hell not play online cups?
Yeah, you're playing really good, dude.
about it.
That's why it's like I'm asking myself, like, what does he want to do from this? Because you're getting really good.
And it's
But,
so many clicks for us, man. It's so good.
All Neo cares about.
Yeah, of course. I'm that
He's
greedy
like,
man.
oh, I hope he really doesn't say GG here. It's gonna create a buzz. Like, sure. Happy to help,
that's cool.
Neo. Happy to help. All right.
Cool. Thanks for answering.
Yeah, no worries. The GG Weekly 9. That's the one that took place this week, and that's probably the one you were referring to with the undeads. I'm gonna try and. Oh, there it is. So it happened in quarterfinals. So what happened in that game? Because I didn't see it.
Like that tournament was on Lost Temple because it was like an April Fool's joke.
Oh yeah.
I didn't cast it, but we do had some insight there. But he's not listening anymore because his mother is more important or something.
Wait, and Foggy still won?
I heard my name. What?
Foggy still won on Lost Temple?
My dad's blaring music in the basement. He's using the speakers. I'm like so confused. He knows I'm on a podcast.
Yeah, you are very confused. That's true. We're talking about
Blaring music.
the GGG's Cup on Lost Temple, which you saw. So we finally want to hear about the game you saw on Lost Temple.
What a banger. Okay, guys, this is LT. First of all, why an undead plays against human on LT is besides me, but we got to see it. Oh, was it forced?
Yeah,
the
entire tournament is Lost Temple best of 4. So we did it.
Oh!
And you learn about it after you sign up.
Oh my god, that is insane. Okay, so we got the Great Wall against Side. LT 50-minute game. Islands or whatever, they're not islands anymore. All the mines are taken. It's insane. The Great Wall played so good. Side had like a level 10 Dreadlord, I think. It was insane. It was really sick. I think he had a level 6 Dreadlord. I don't know what I'm talking about. It was a really long game. I think you guys should watch it. It's probably on War 3 Info somewhere for like a replay pack. Really good game on LT. Dude, forced LT, that is so pog.
What's in your cup, by the way?
Water. I'm just tilting people. I have no reason to drink in the cup. It's just water.
You're just like that naturally. I forgot.
I'm double fisting water cups just to tilt people that are environmentally friendly.
Salt Puppy, did you catch any of these? Do you ever catch these cups, or is it like bad time for you?
Yeah, so it's usually really late for me. But I did catch Side versus the Great Wall as well when I got up eating breakfast. Didn't get to watch it all, but what I saw of it was epic. I actually saw the regame, which kind of hurt a lot.
There was a regame?
You know, yeah, dude, like usual Reforged rubbish. There was a regame.
Side didn't go on the rants
only...
like Terror?
No, they were both really good. Yeah, they just regamed, and the first game was a pretty good spot for Side, in my opinion. And then the regame kind of went more towards the Great Wall, but it is what it is, you know. They got so for example, the first game they had, it was a cross spawn, which is really good for undead because you can expand easily without being harassed. But in the regame, it was then close position, so it was easy for the human to harass the expansion. And it kind of, just went a bit downhill. But overall, very entertaining game, and I wish I got to catch more because LT is just a banger of a map.
Gaskin, did you catch any of this?
No, not this one.
All right. The ASL Meisterschaft Summer 2020 season. It was announced recently that Back to Warcraft is going to be casting it. Wait for it. In German.
Yeah. That's so weird, man.
Yeah. No English coverage from you guys. But there's still a lot of viewers.
Yeah, it's like 2.5k or something. It's so weird because we're casting in English for 5 years straight now, and you have all that sentences in your head, and you want to say some things, but in your head is only the English sentence.
Yeah.
But you have to speak your mother tongue now, and then it's like a weird mix of English sentence structure mixed into German. It's a really tough job at the moment, but I think we're getting there. It's kind of cool to cast in a native language for once.
It seems like you guys have built such a community that even though you're casting in German... okay, I think we're getting a drop.
Oh, no.
Okay, everybody's back.
Yeah.
Except Salt Puppy, rip. Okay, hopefully it'll reconnect. Yeah, I was saying it's very nice. You guys have built a community where, like, even though you guys are casting in German, which sounds horrible, in my opinion, as a language, there is still so many people tuning in and enjoying the games together and, like, being active in the chat and stuff. I think that's really cool. And
yeah, it's super sick.
It's going to be a pretty epic tournament. So, like, we can go quickly over the qualifiers. In qualifier number 1, we had Toxi, Switch, Anna, and Jokern make it through. Qualifier 2, we had Shocky, Pain, Edo, and Riggedy. Qualifier 3, Mago, Dark, Mixtape, and Spooky. And that led those 12 players to join the 4 invited players into the closed qualifier, where we had Drunken, One, Long Walk, and Kevin that were invited from the ESL Open Cup rankings. And in this one, it was Toxi, One, Edo, and Long Walk that actually also Mago, Jokern, and Spooky and Drunken that qualified for the actual tournaments. So they join myself, Spiral, Ante, and X-Lord. So that's 3 human, 1 orc, 4 undead, and 4 night elf that will be playing in the Meisterschaft, which should be starting pretty soon. I haven't seen a full schedule anywhere so far, but it would be nice.
I think it starts in May, right?
Yeah, supposedly. But yeah, it would be nice to actually...
I was so scared when this was announced that it will just be like a lots of undead mirrors, because in Germany we have a lot of good undeads.
Yeah.
But then I learned that you can participate, and that means that Long Walk and Toxi can participate. We got Mago in now, and except for orcs, I think it's a very nice and diverse list of participants. I'm a little sad about the legendary Kevin, who didn't make it. Very close to qualifying, was 2-1 twice. So he got kicked out by Drunken in the end. So shout out to Kevin, but apart from that, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
And what happened to Switch? I would have
He
thought this
lost
guy
at some point.
Oh, there he is. So he lost to Edo.
To Mago and lower round 2.
Oh, yeah. I would have expected... that was the qualifying match as well. Yeah, I would have expected this guy to maybe qualify as well. And Anna, sadly, also left us pretty early.
So sad. I was a little sad about Dark as well, because he's such a fun guy, but I think he started practice a couple of weeks ago, so he's he wasn't on that level yet.
Yeah.
But cool to see him back.
Yeah, it's pretty sick actually to see like a Meisterschaft with like a Frenchman and American.
Yeah, it's cool. It's gonna be good.
Actually, I have 2 Frenchies even with.
Toxi. Toxi was so happy. That was nice to see. He came in our chat like, "Woo, man, I made it!"
Nice. All right, so pretty excited for that. That's a big prize pool actually, €8,000.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, it's gonna be like, I'm guessing out of all the national circuits, probably the funnest one. Not just because of like who's playing, but if we have to make statements like we have to before, I think it's going to be a lot of fun as well.
Oh, please, video statement. Send it to me via WhatsApp. I'm going to show it. The finals are supposed to be at Gamescom. I wonder if that's going to happen.
Oh, I don't. It's not going to happen, I think, yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I think we're fortunate enough in our industry that if a lot of stuff is happening online, it's like not so hard to make happen. So
yeah.
Warcraft 3 Info League Season 3 Division 1 has been getting on the way. We had the initial opening match where OCG beats UMADs pretty convincingly, and now we finally started getting the rest of the Playday number 1 played, and we had Team Squelch Commando beats Global Clan Bulgaria with 8-7, very close actually.
How did Lubber lose? What the fuck?
I don't know. He lost against a human. I'm as surprised as you are. Raptor lost to Team Sui. Team Sui definitely one of the big names here in this tournament. And then we had Team Dust beating Cascade 8-7. Very close, Bidou. You need to unmute yourself, doofus.
Yeah, sorry, I was AFK for a bit. Yeah, obviously we have to go back. Of course we're going to win, but let's go back to Raptor. Okay, so Raptor was really close, and I actually tweeted about this. I think they need to start using Remo, and I know Remo's really busy, but he would have definitely swung that. I mean, 1-2-1 switches that from 9-6 to an 8-7.
In place of who? Like who do you have been?
In place of any other person. Who's Spooky, dude?
Spooky is fucking awesome.
Remo is their best player, Neo.
You could have picked any other of the 3 players, but Spooky is really, really, really good.
Okay, who's better, Yagami or Spooky?
But like you talk about these players also because you don't know, and I know like you have joking, but like if you look at the Swedish lineup, like who would Remo have beat?
he would have beat Noff. Noff is working out, dude. He's not practicing. Didn't he quit to like work out or some shit? Okay, he could have beat Noff, Lil DC, close. Okay, my point is I'm trying to flex Remo. Remo's a very good player, and I think he's doing Raptor a disservice by not playing. That's all I'm saying. I know he's very busy, but Raptor might get relegated this year because it's really, really tough if Remo doesn't play. Just going to call it right now. Raptor's already, I think, a favorite to come last, dead last. So I think they need to spice something up.
I doubt they're going to finish last, but...
Who's going to come last? The Bulgarians? Why are you
I don't want to be
Bulgarians?
BM to anybody, but... yeah. I don't know. I think you underestimate these guys. But we'll see.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, Dust Cascades. Very, very close here. What's happened?
Yeah, we had some botched solos for the most part. I think their favorite players won and our favorite players won, and then it came down to 2v2, which we can't lose. Can't lose, baby.
Yeah, actually, Caspen and Cooper took second place in the Go 2v2 tournaments, so they're pretty good, and they beat like a bunch of good teams.
Can't lose. They can't beat us. Doesn't really matter, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think Caspen and Cooper are actually one of the best 2v2 teams in the league as well. Sure. So that was a huge win. And I think we were down 0-1 as well in the 2v2, and then we came back and swung it. I think we have a really, really good mix of 2v2s this year. We're actually going to mix them up and maybe put other players with other players. I think we've been using the FK Hitman for a bit. We're going to start changing it up. I think the China Team League is going to be a big eye-opener to what kind of pairings we're going to have. But I think for the most part, Blade and Johnny Cage, I mean, FK beating Johnny Cage would have been a really good win for him, I think. I think we do lack some depth in the solos. I think Johnny Cage is playing really, really good right now. Blade is obviously one of the best Europeans in the world right now. So him beating Long Walk is like, okay, that's tolerable.
Yeah.
But then Cruncher and Hitman came through, and then our 2v2, we got it done. And
does FK have another ID or?
No. He's FK. He's a Night Elf player. He used to be on Onu. Remember that clan on East? But
he wasn't in Anaheim, was he?
No, he didn't go to Anaheim. But OC is a copycat of FK. So OC is a budget. Yes, exactly. But FK does it way better. Because I think OC's established himself as the worst player on the team. But yeah. I think it was a rough start, but Cascade's really good, and they have Blade and Johnny Cage to carry them. I didn't know which Johnny Cage would show up. I think he's been slumping a lot last season, and then this season I think he's like rocking in that all kill league, and I forget what it's called. It's the one that Caspen runs. I think he all killed the finals or something.
Yeah, the W3 RL. He almost all killed the finals. He all killed the semis.
Yeah, but he took out like Neutron. He took out so many good players that were probably going to dominate. So he's playing really well. So when he beats us in a 1v1, that's fine. But
he's playing with mobile internet, man. It's so crazy.
Really? Yeah.
From nowhere in Russia, he must have like a super bad connection.
Okay. Week 2, you guys are gonna play against Global Clan Bulgaria. They're probably gonna watch watching this show live, or they're gonna watch the VOD. Do you have a message for them?
Yeah, don't show up, dude. That's a big mistake. Just take the forfeit loss. I don't know, dude. Who's on their team now?
Great
Lex
for
Lubber.
The show. Yeah, thanks.
Lex and Lubber are like totally beatable, and then the rest of them are just no names. I think. I don't know, dude. I'm not too worried. I don't even know. Like they have that Night Elf player. What's his name? Oh wait, I forget because nobody cares. Yeah, I think. I would say we have like a couple easy clan wars the next 2 weeks, and then it gets into the meat and potatoes when we get like the more important teams, the teams that matter. As far as I'm concerned, like Raptor, Bulgaria, and maybe Cascade might be like fighting for relegation this season. When we obviously.
Wait, is this the full lineup of ToDGaming? Is that accurate? What's right here?
Yeah, it's a good 30 to 40 players leading the charge. No, like I think that's an updated one. Some people are inactive.
I mean, are you guys planning to attack King's Landing, or like why do you have this many players? What is this? You guys have 40 players.
Man, we're NA, baby. We're bringing the heat.
This is absurd.
like you look at a lot of players, but like, dude, all of them are so good. And yeah, it's are we planning on attacking Kingsley? You're fucking funny, dude. That was a good one. No, I think we have a lot of work to do, man. Like Cascade could have easily beat us there. It got a little dicey. We always rely on our 2v2, and our solo players come to play. And I don't
Look
know.
at Raptors line. We can do a real life.
Yeah, dude, they got more
battle.
than us.
Oh my god, that's insane.
But yeah, we play Bulgaria next weekend or the weekend after. I'm not sure. I think it's every 2 weeks, and yeah, I don't think it's gonna be too tough. Knock on wood.
All right.
Before you move over to the next tournament, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago when you guys talked about team leagues and how awesome it would be to have them and make them bigger and have like statements and video interviews and like have a WC3L bag.
Yeah.
That's of course what we tried with W3IL, but it feels like this is like the clan wars are really for diehard fans.
Yeah.
If we compare this, because unfortunately it's running at the same time with the ESL Cup, which is on paper just another weekly cup, which we've seen 1,000 times. Numbers are just way, way, way worse. For an ESL Cup, we get 5 to 6K viewers peak. For W3IL, it's 2.5, 3K. So it's really hard to make a call what to broadcast because we really love W3IL.
But how do you explain it that it's not as popular?
Because the clans have no name value. If you see there's Foggy versus Happy, okay, that might be boring. But you know what I mean. If there's one player versus another player, people know it. But if there's no disrespect, but UMAD versus Squelch, they're like, who? And then they see, oh, there's Cash in the lineup, there's Terra in the lineup, Sonic in the lineup, Todd and Vortex in the lineup. But they are not too familiar with the clans, and it's not like the old rivalries with 4K and Meteor Makers and Mousesports and SK. But it's also hard to build these feuds up again.
Yeah.
What's your take on this?
Yeah, like I asked you, like, why do you think it's not as popular? And like, I think you're right. Like, part of why ESL Meisterschaft is so hype is that we had guys join Mousesports, and then there is the real dynamic between like the 3 Undeads and like Spiral. I'm in the mix as well, and then there is a bunch of people that can, you know, try and upset everybody. I think that's like really cool to see like some of the old name like Mousesports, you know, get back into Warcraft 3. And that will help a lot. Maybe some more stuff can be done to really advertise this properly. It doesn't help that ToDGaming has 40 players, because then you're like, oh, who plays for Dust? And it's like you make the whole entire list, and it's like, yeah, I mean,
I think people know like who they want to see from us. It really just depends on availability too. But I would say like we have some drawing point, but it's like it's also like Back to Warcraft's one channel, and we don't know who they're going to broadcast or if they're going to broadcast at all that Sunday. So you really don't know what you're going to watch. I don't know if every team streams. It's just a problem of like not a lot of teams like showcasing themselves, giving themselves that exposure.
Well, for the past 2 seasons, we broadcasted every Sunday the highlighted clan war, and that was advertised on on War3 Info for a week.
Yeah,
so
but I would say
season.
that your stream was the best part about that league, was getting
and
your
the
team
games,
was getting your team showcased on Back to Warcraft. That was like the highlight of the league. That's what made it so popular. That's why we woke up at 8 a.m, was to have Neo and Remo cast it. Without that, I think that takes away a lot of, like, it's just a league at the end of the day. You're just waking up and playing games. So I don't know.
I think it'd be amazing if like this got more popular, or maybe like if WC3L like somehow came back with like a big prize pool, because you said Cash is in it, but if you could we say, I guess the 2 best players from Europe is Foggy and Happy. Neither of them are in this. And then after that,
Foggy is playing Division 2.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. You shouldn't be playing anything.
Because his team's really bad.
That's ridiculous. Okay, well, I guess they're gonna make Division 1 then eventually if he's playing for them, and then he'll play in Division 1. But watching him like smash people in Division 2, maybe not gonna be as interesting. But yeah, I think eventually if we had a big league with big prize pool, so the stakes are higher, Happy is in there, Hawk is in there, all the best players. Like there's already a lot of good players, but like the main names are not there in Division 1, Happy and Foggy. Like, we want to see those guys in there as well in the mix, see if somebody can beat them. Like, nobody seems to be able to beat them that often in the actual other cups. Maybe in the Team League they could. That would make things more interesting. But yeah, I'm kind of sad that, because I feel like Team Leagues, like, once upon a time, WC3L was the thing you would look at every week.
I can say that in Poland we had some period with some professional organization which was interested in hiring some players, including Terror and Mosura. But it was before the Warcraft 3 release. And well, after release, everyone saw the metascore of the game.
Yeah.
And almost every possible sponsor or the team which was scouting for the players, no, just say no. So
yeah,
that was the situation, and we were pretty sad also about this. I was messaged by a couple of the professional organizations in Poland, but in the end they didn't sign up any players, so that might be the cause of the actual situation of us.
There was a big tournament that was supposed to happen, and that got cancelled because of the way the Reforged launch went, which is extremely sad. So we never got to see that, sadly. Like an offline tournament with Chinese players, with players from every region. And yeah, so I think that launch was equally disappointing for everyone. Salt Puppy, are we ever going to see you in the W3IL playing with 460 ping?
Probably not, mainly because of the time zone alone. It starts at about 2 a.m. for me. Yeah, just kind of, unless there's any flexibility, which there isn't, most likely never.
But I heard Back to Warcraft doesn't run stream delay for this one, though.
Well, I mean, that means I'm in, right?
I'm just joking, dude.
Trust me, I've been getting it for the last 3 months. It is nothing new.
So yeah, he really has. He really has.
All right. Let's check out the next one. Warcraft's Gold League 2020 Summer Season Team League. This name is as long as Dust League's Dust Team's lineup. A lot of money. Holy shit.
Yeah.
$121,000. The first thing I think when I see that number is not that's a lot of money. It's are they gonna pay?
Well, it's NetEase, so probably. Yeah, but it's so weird.
Yeah, I think they posted the groups for the qualifiers. I'm in there with one of the UMAD lineups. Oh yeah, we can have a look. ToDGaming as a team, of course. Oh, actually, you guys are with LP Club. It's only one team that advances per group, right?
Yeah, one team. So the unfortunate thing about us is we got pegged with LP, who won the last team league in China. Romantic went on a tear, didn't lose. Romantic Xiao KK in 2v2 didn't lose, and they established themselves as the best. So it's literally, we have to beat the best team in the world.
But Fortitude sucks now, and he was the carry, so they're all beatable.
No, they're definitely beatable, and that's what I've been trying to talk to the guys who have all said, "Can we just forfeit after we lose to LP?" And I said no. But I think, dude, I've been saying that we have the best 2v2, and we're gonna play the best team in the world. So this is gonna be a good test. We have 4 really good players, and this is it, man. Like this is
who is
doable. Duck.
Oh, so please leave Duck.
Please leave Duck. Yeah. The reason why I picked him is because he has a history beating like really good Asians back in the day, and I just want players that aren't afraid because I don't want to waste time. It's obviously super early in the morning, so I picked 4 guys that can actually go up against the best in the world and give it a shot.
That's a good mindset. Yeah, he's absolutely not going to beat anybody from LP, but I like it anyway.
Well, dude, maybe Xiao KK.
We can do it, dude. I mean, if they like Colorful's beatable, Focus is definitely afraid of Hitman because he stomped Lolliet right in front of him at DreamHack. He's definitely afraid. Romantic, dude, I hope he's slumping because he's so good. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a test. I don't really think we're gonna have a problem with any other team. The French players, I don't see them as a problem. And then the other two teams, I think they're just like unknown players. But yeah, for the most part, some groups are pretty easy. Some teams got some pretty good groups. We got a really shitty group. So only one team.
What's the system?
So it's a best of one. So a 2v2 to start, and then a 1v1, and then a 1v1, and then a 2v2, and then a 1v1. All
So like
best of one.
last time.
Yes. So
But what's the system in the group stage? Like, it's not double elimination GSL style because it's 5.
No,
teams.
it's round robin. Every team will play each other. Highest points moves on. So the winning, if LP wins 3-2 every clan war, but we go 5-0, 5-0, we advance. It's points based.
That will take forever.
It's gonna be shit, dude. It's 2 days. It's super early in the morning. It's super inconvenient. It's on NetEase. It's gonna suck. If we win, we're fucking gods.
I think people that advance, they make a lot of money already.
Yeah, if we come out of this group, it's guaranteed. I think $4,000.
Yeah, 4.2K.
Yeah, for top 8. So that's some good cheddar, let me tell you. But I mean, dude, it's gonna be hard as fuck, man. We have LP, so
I need to reopen everything. Oh my god.
Oh shit. Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's pretty cool to see Ocean is in. It's cool to see Dust in. I mean, of course, it's also due to the quarantine, I guess, that some Western players are able to play now.
Yeah. Especially with the scheduling.
Do you see zero effort? Zero effort there. I think they're going to come out on top for sure.
Where were they? Oh, here. Revenant, Raven Drainer, Seiso, Siron. Yeah, they're only in a group with Oceanus Gaming and... Wait, do these guys only have 3 players?
And Newbie.
120, Lean, and Lolite. Yeah, I think zero effort is going to make it.
It's interesting that they're not called Newbie, right?
Yeah.
What's up?
I don't know.
ooh, food for thought. I never thought. I looked at their team and I was like, why? Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. Who knows what's going on? I tried to poach Lolly as a joke at DreamHack, and he said, "How much you pay me?" And I said $50, and his eyes opened up. So you never know, man. You never know what they're getting paid in. Probably getting paid in shekels over there. I don't think Newbie's treating him too well. So I flashed a $5 bill, actually Canadian. That's even less than American. And his eyes opened up like, what can I do with that? Not too much, but I don't know what they're paying you. So
just touching on Newbie, they have some sick gear. When Lulai was at WCG, he had the sickest gear, man. Like from head to toe, covered in Newbie gear.
Yeah, they have
awesome.
shoes as well, I think.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude, like everything, just dope as like a pretty sick uniform, casual as fuck, and just all pretty awesome.
They even have a fucking plushie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was rocking this like lab coat thing that my ex-girlfriend used to wear. You know what I'm talking about, Neil? Like it's like
you have an ex-girlfriend? That surprises me a lot.
It's like a gown, dude. What? Where did that come from, man? Anyway, he was wearing like a gown. Like I don't know what it was, but he was swagged out to the nines. Neil,
Yeah.
what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, Lolite is pretty cool.
Sparksy Sports is actually playing with Hawk in this, but he's not part of the team, I believe. Interesting.
He's a mercenary.
Yeah, they're like
just like you are for UMAD.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah.
These humans.
Yeah, how do you
honor.
feel about your group, dude?
I mean, it's mostly this team with Hurricane Bow, Anshi, and TBCBM. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to play with 200 ping against these D-bags and 2 undeads, so I don't feel too great. Yeah. Especially these days, I'm playing a lot on BNet, so I lost the habits of playing on NetEase. And then, like, I think I played on NetEase again, like, yesterday or before yesterday. I was like, oh, boy, here we go again. Like, you have to get reused again of the 200 MS. It's pretty bad. And I think the ping got
group is
worse.
absolutely doable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough match against these guys. Everybody else, I think we should be doing well against, but yeah, it's.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are like saying it's not going to be hard or whatever, like easy group, but they're really good, dude. Anksy's good, like TBC, and this is on like NetEase, man. Like I thought when Hitman played in like the cup, there's like a Chinese cup or whatever. He played like Pink and he played TBC and he got destroyed. And it was like, dude, these guys are so good. Even the like no-name Chinese players are so good.
TBC, I think, is not really good, but his strategies are just so freaking random. Did you guys see his Frenzy Necromancer strat versus Night Elf? He's just the weirdest dude. And I think Juan picked it up as well now. Like, it's becoming a thing to play Necromancers with Unholy Frenzy. And then Lich and Naga destroys everything.
Well,
so
in my games, they destroy everything without Unholy Frenzy, but I believe you.
Yeah, I think Sparks might actually go through, man. Like Hawk, Foggy, and Please
Wait,
against
have
Moon.
you looked at the bottom right?
Dude, I mean,
not that big of a deal.
With the format though. I mean, Lucifer Moon in a 2v2, and then Moon Rojanwook. I assume. I don't think Michael's brother Michael is going to play with each other. If they do that, I don't think they're that strong.
They've been playing 2-on-2 on NetEase.
And they have to. You have to have 2 different 2-on-2s, right?
Yeah. So. Yeah, you have to have 2 different 2v2s. So if we say that Moon wins his solo, you have to win 2 2v2s, which is kind of sketchy because I don't think Rojanwook's playing strong at all. And then who knows how Lucifer's playing. But then it's like Hawk and Foggy can definitely take a solo. I mean, Foggy can snake a best of 1 against Moon. He definitely can.
Yeah.
So it's like if they could definitely come through.
And Please can definitely take out Thunder and also Michael, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it looks really good for them. I think UMAD, dude, it's going to be tough, but you guys could definitely do that too. The group of death is like group F because you got the Koreans, Czech, Chaemiko, Soen, and Sok going against 15 Sway, Pink, Ice Orc, and Invane. That's a tough group. Obviously, Rogue Warriors are going to beat Raptor and all them. Oceanus has, oh crap. Okay, they have 120 Lynn and Lolliot. Rip. So do the Australian New Zealand guy. Sorry, dude. Yeah, I think, and then we beat LP. Dude, we might have 2 foreign teams in the finals. Oh,
hey, Salt Puppy, you're not in this?
Nah, dude. Like I said, I was kind of excluding myself a bit, and yeah, just only supported the ANZ stuff that really needs it.
Yeah, these so unreal guys. Look at this. Sleeper Cell here in a full Chinese team. Pretty sick, actually. I wonder how he got in contact with like all of these guys. But yeah, it's nice to see like very worldwide representation, and that's going to be very interesting to follow. Hopefully, are you guys covering this with Back to Warcraft?
We're still in talks, but it's looking good.
Okay, well, but because like the Huya thing, if this is the new standards, I think we're not going to be too happy. So, to give some context here for viewers that might not know. Back to Warcraft was just casting the Huya Super League, and they are not being let into the games anymore. So they have to rebroadcast from Chinese streams with like WFZ's terrible observing, his barcode for his Weibo, like some random text all over the place. It's like
that wasn't the worst shit. Like the worst shit was the official stream that has reforged graphics and team-colored health bars and bad quality, so everything was washed up. I was trying to cast Lin 120. I couldn't see shit. I just couldn't. It was impossible. I had no idea what happened. And then Todd came in to save the day.
Yeah, because you were talking about not casting the rest of the matches. So
yeah,
like,
I was so
we
done.
can't let that happen.
I was so done. It was just nerve-wracking. But yeah, I think we will talk with Huya for the upcoming episode, so that won't happen anymore. Because the Korean were able to cast for some reason, I guess, and we will find a way, as we always find a way. It was a sick tournament.
Yeah, whenever there is tournaments, usually the guys on, because like the main platform is Douyu, that's where like TH, Infi, Ted, all these guys stream. They rebroadcast like whatever is on Twitch and stuff. Yeah. So I suspect there might be a rule that you cannot restream Huya on Douyu, but you can restream Twitch. So if they allow you to stream and be in the game, then maybe they'll restream for your stream. It's my theory, it's my conspiracy theory about all of this, but I mean, I don't really know.
That was the issue for tournaments last year already, and then I had to put up some kind of logo, and then it was okay again, because that logo somehow prevented them from restreaming. How that exactly works, I have no idea. But, you know, Chinese technology is crazy, so everything is possible.
Yeah.
But we will find a way.
Some really sick games, though, and Undead versus Night Elf finals. Humans didn't quite make the cut yet again.
You're really bragging about this after 3 humans in the quarterfinals?
Yeah, and they got demolished in the semis. Like
50% of the semis is human, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and they met in the 3rd place match after getting smashed.
Did you see the games today?
Not really, no. Actually, I was like super busy. But it was funny. I came I caught the end of Sog versus Hero game 1. And then Say So was like whining in the chat. He's like, yeah, I can stop humans, like Undead's can never win and stuff. And then I do a bunch of work. Then I'm listening to the commentary while I'm working on like my tournament and stuff. And then I hear like 120 is winning. So I was just chuckling, just looking at that.
Yeah, it was a really good game by 120. It was pretty impressive how good he can be if he takes things serious and plays standard strategies. Even though I would have loved to see a Dreadlord side style, but just it was normal Ted Fiends. Sock was really good though. Made him quite work for it. I was a little bit disappointed in Shimiko. Like Lolai 2-0ing him. I didn't expect that after last week's Korean Invitational, where it was the other way around twice. So Lawlight is back against Human and found a nice way to make the Keeper work again, Todd. Are you excited about that?
Yeah, so excited, yeah.
Keeper Demon Hunter is going to be the new thing.
Yeah. Did you guys catch some of these Salt Puppy Gaskin?
I didn't catch any of them live, but I really want to watch 120 versus Lin. I think that'll be a good clash.
Yeah, Lin played Farseer,
Pretty happy
so
to see.
I don't know.
That's disgusting. But it's happy to see 120 getting some good results. But yeah, other than that, need to watch some VODs.
Gaskin?
No, I didn't follow this tournament. I'm lately busy with the Polish Warcraft League, so.
Mate, what are you doing? There's no way you're busy all day with the Polish Warcraft League. You need to watch some goddamn tournaments. Tune into Back to Warcraft. Like, this is unacceptable,
On,
okay?
We got 54 players.
I call bullshit on this one. Okay, continue.
We got 54 players. And it's the third season of our league. It's doing fine so far. And now the coronavirus probably will mess up with the playoffs and the offline finals in the Warsaw, but it's doing pretty well. So
is this the one? Polska Liga?
Polska Liga Warcrafta, yeah. It's
that's
on
a
the
lot of
Warcraft uniform league.
And wait, what's the prize pool for this?
The prize pool last season was about $1,000.
What?
And this, yeah.
Changing my nationality tonight.
And this year we're gonna see, because if everything depends of the sponsors and of the community, we are gathering the funds each other. So we will see. We will see how it
and
will go.
Terror is playing in this one.
Yeah, Terror is playing.
Okay. You decided not to exclude him with all the stuff that happened recently, or?
No, we didn't. Okay. We didn't make any decision. We discussed a bit about this, but no decision for now.
But like, you might make one later, or like
probably.
Can you say more about it? Did you think that maybe the punishment was harsh from other organizations, so you thought you don't need to punish him yourself, or?
Let's go back into this.
Yeah, we were talking in the admin squad about this, and we didn't want to close the Terror's chance to play anything in the Warcraft. He would probably leave everything if you would also ban him in the Polish league. So we don't want to punish him to the end.
Yeah.
And we want to give him a chance to play at least anything possible in the Warcraft. In the other way, he would just quit. And the Terror is most known player in the Poland, so he's running our community. No matter what he said, it will not change what he achieved in the last 10 years of the Warcraft. So we were doing, I was personally doing everything to connect the whole community, which was splitted before I rejoined the Warcraft after being inactive. And now when everyone is together, we are sticking together as a community, as a friends, as a family. so say we don't want to kick him out.
I'm sorry, maybe I understood that wrong, but you say because what he did in the past 10 years, it doesn't matter what he says. So he can say anything.
I think that the punishment was too hard.
I know, we talked about that before. But so he's free to do whatever he wants and he will never get banned from a Polish league.
If he will, if he will make some things like this in the Polish league, he will get the consequences.
Okay, good. That's just I think
we got, of course, we got rules written for the Polish league, but those rules are not connected with the international rules. I know that it might feel strange for you, but
no, I totally understand. It was just making sure that there's no miscommunication or something.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We got some rules, and players are pretty cool. They are kind to each other. Like Bidu said, for the Northern America community, it's pretty similar in the Polish community. So we are pretty close to each other, and we are not whiny. We are not offending each other.
I banned him for life in my community. It's a little different than giving him a free pass. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I get confused a lot with the whole like, well, we're gonna do this and they're gonna do that. It's almost like there's no punishment at all. Sometimes in some cases, it's just really weird. But you're entitled to do whatever you want. But no, I put the full ban hammer down in my house.
By the way, I got a question. So Division 1 has $217 in prize. Division 2 has $62. And Division 3 has $31. Can we throw in a bag of M&Ms as well in this? As well for Division 3?
Just example value. It's randomly passed. So
yeah,
we are gathering the whole budget in each season, and we are announcing the prize pool just after the playoffs and the offline finals.
I see my boy Frances in there as well. Let's go.
Yeah, he's in. He's in. We got no orcs, and that's the problem.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing what you do with the league, man, for such a long time already. So many people participating. It's really awesome.
Any chance Back to Warcraft might cast the finals someday, or like the whole thing?
I think the finals are offline.
We are doing the finals offline. We were planning to do some international tournament in Warsaw, but of course, after release of the Warcraft 3 Reforged, everything fucked up. So nobody wants to sponsor us at this moment. There is esports performance center in Warsaw. This is a big organization which gives the players the training base, and they were interested to host the tournament for the international community, but after the Reforged, everything fucked up, as I said. So we are fighting for the sponsors, for the new opportunities, but it's not easy.
Yeah. All right, up next, Dust League Season 3.
Oh, nice.
Wake the fuck up, Bidu. This is you.
Yeah, dude. I was actually... Well, I do have to go in a bit. I got to do some sound checks. I got to get a lot of pre-stuff done so I don't fuck this up for Big Daddy Neo.
You do sound checks? Holy shit, you're way more professional than I thought.
Hell yeah, dude. I need a good hour.
Do you sound check the horn?
Yeah, dude. You want me to bring it back? I haven't brought that back since day one, but I can bring that back for you, man. Yeah, sure. I was farming Twitch Primes with the DJ Khaled horn.
Oh my God. Okay, anyway, talk to us about the tournament.
Yeah, it's been going on for a bit. It feels like it's just flying through, but with the group stages are done, we have eight finalists. And they're playing tonight. They're playing tonight in 2 hours on Back to Warcraft's channel. Tune in. I know that a lot of people are interested. I'm super interested. We got a lot of matchups tonight that we haven't seen before. For example, we're starting off the night with Cruncher against Kiwikaki, which is a match that I don't think they've played each other yet since Reforged. So that's exciting. And then we have Insup OC, we got Boo and FK, and Hitman and Duck. And a lot of these players, 3 of them are going to be in our team league. It's exciting to watch how they're going to play. Boo was a player that didn't even qualify. Pride had to drop out, and we replaced him with Boo, and now he's in the top 8. And that's just how much depth we have. It's actually sick. He had an insane run in Group D. It's gonna be really, really exciting. I'm casting that with Carson. Carson's gonna be there tonight. One of the greatest minds in the game. He's a really
Do we have
really
any
fun to
truers in
cast
chat?
with. Yeah, Carson's gonna be with me tonight. I get the honor of sharing the screen with him, and that's gonna be in 2 hours time on Back to Warcraft. So tune in, guys.
So that's in an hour and 50 minutes, yeah?
It's in an hour and 51 minutes. Yes, that's correct.
Thanks for the correction.
No problem. You gonna be there? You gonna give me a host?
Well, I think we'll be done before that, but yeah.
True.
I think we could probably got like, I don't know, it's already been 3 hours here, so maybe like 20 minutes left. Yeah. I don't want to keep people, like a Soul Puppy looks like he's falling asleep, so I don't want to torture you guys too bad. But yeah, fun tournament, guys, in an hour and 50 minutes now, I guess, on Back to Warcraft channel. It's going to be cast by Bidu and Carson and some pretty hype games. In Sup OC again in the quarterfinals, by the way, for the second time.
Yeah, it's a remake. Yeah, we didn't think we kind of pegged that OC would come first in his group, but he came second, so that's the way the seedings worked out. But yeah, Insup had his number last season, so I don't know. This could be the end of OC's going back to purgatory jail. So
to hang out with Remo.
Who knows, man?
I'm
excited.
I think I already went over this one, didn't I? The Play at Home Cup. Yeah, I did. What the hell? How do you? I opened it twice for some reason. ESL Open Cup 9. Back to normal. Happy with the victory versus Foggy in the finals. We actually had a very deep Muslim run. Where is he? There he is. So he beat Mozura, then he beat Sonic, which I think like that was a pretty sick game as well.
Yeah.
And then he got a def win versus Hawk, who was playing in another tournament. So like this is what I was talking about earlier with playing multiple tournaments. I asked him why are you giving up these tournaments? And he was like, well, there's also a Russian tournament going on which has more prize, and Happy is not playing in it. So when you hear that, it makes a lot of sense. It's just sad that these guys don't care about much and they schedule on top of like the Open Cup. In my opinion, the Saturday Cup and Sunday Cup, they are like sacred, you know, like you should, they're like the tomes in game, you know, the sacred text. Like you should not schedule over that. So that's why every one of my tournaments is on Thursdays and Fridays. Nowadays, I don't want to clash with the Saturday and Sunday tournament, but yeah, that happened. But yeah, happy with a solid performance yet again. 2-0 versus X Lords, 2-0 versus Ante before that, and 3-0 versus Foggy. Didn't even break a sweat on this one. Dimosny with a good run. He won a game against Foggy. He killed a Zeppelin. Like, that was in his very...
That series was pretty crazy. Like, I never thought that the Muslim would get so close to defeating Foggy.
Yeah.
He almost kicked him out. It was really, really, really close. Really cool to see him back in the game and being super active. I think he streamed the entire day today again. So he loves the grind as much as we do.
He's streaming a lot and he's high ranked on W3 Champions.
Yeah.
Bidu, do you ever watch any of these games, or you only care for NA?
I mean, obviously I only care about NA, but I saw a bit of the Muslim games. I think he's playing really, really good. I think like if you can beat Sonic is one of those jobbers in the game because he plays so much that if you beat him, it's a good indicator of what your skill level is in Warcraft 3.
So slightly above the jobbers?
Yeah, so like if you get through Sonic, you're probably playing pretty good because I think Sonic plays consistently at the same level, and he's been playing consistently at the same level for like 10 years. So it's good. Obviously, the Foggy game was a huge eye opener. Like, holy shit, this guy can actually play against the best players in the world. Guy's teamless, I think. You know, he's a European. He's got an accent. Could be exciting.
Salt Puppy?
I only catch the finals, but I'd just like to note, I really hope Foggy breaks past this barrier and beats Happy. It's got to happen soon. Like, this week wasn't his best showing for sure.
Well, what do you mean breaks his barrier?
He seemed to can't take a series of Happy. Like, he'll take a map.
Yeah.
A lot of 3-2s. Like the other way.
Get that series. Yeah, like, for some reason.
Oh, so you mean fine that he wins? You don't mean like he has like some sort of mental problem when he plays against Happy?
Yeah, like I potentially think he has a mental block, to be honest, because I feel like he
probably does.
Yeah, I feel like he plays so much stronger against other players, and then he versus Happy and makes poor choices.
Yeah.
But it's got to happen soon. He gets close, and then he has a bad week, like the one just gone. But yeah, man, I'm rooting for him. I hope he does it.
I feel like we hear about that a lot. Like a player loses a bunch of times against another player, and then we're like, oh, he has a mental block, he can't beat him or something. But sometimes we just don't really know, I guess. Like maybe Happy is just a bunch better than Foggy, and like he's meant to win almost every series against him, even though Foggy is really good. It's always hard to
but
tell.
The season last week and the cup prior, I think it was 8. That was so close.
Yeah.
That was unbelievably close. Like one mistake less by Foggy, and he wins the series.
Foggy
like
has said he'll be on the show
close.
later, so we'll hear from him directly, I guess.
Later?
So? Yeah, like in one of the upcoming shows.
And here's Foggy.
In one
I
of
thought
the
he was going to be
future.
a special guest. Okay.
Yeah. Gaskin, did you follow this?
Yeah, a bit. I'm cheering for the Muslim. He's doing pretty well lately. Hoping for doing the better as I see. So let's see. If the more humans in the finals, the best for the game.
Well, I don't know about that because Happy is going to make sure he loses 0 units against all of them. Global Clan Cup 3. I finally won one, boys.
That was so cool.
It took me a while, but it took for ELO cap for it to happen. So basically, no Happy, no Blades, no X-Lords, and I finally won one. And then maybe a couple players didn't sign up as well. But it was a decent run, I guess. Like, where is it?
Do you want us to pat you on the back? Because it's weird when you do it to yourself.
I beat Lil DC. No, I'm going to do it myself. I beat Lil DC.
You played really good, dude.
Then I beat Sonic. Then I beat Long Walk in the finals.
Yeah, you played really good.
I think on paper, like one of the harder matches would have been against Sheik, but actually that was like pretty smooth and that went well somehow.
You beat an undead man. What happened?
I don't know.
Was that a death win or did that actually happen?
I don't even remember. Like I'm so high on the fact that I won that I don't even. I'm blanking out.
I think the semifinals. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So I think your games versus Sonic were just dope. Game 2 kind of worried me a bit how he pre-countered you, and then you thought about the match and came back in the third game and destroyed him.
Yeah, that last game was insane too. Like the build that he did, I was making so many mistakes. Like I was forgetting farms, and then he's attacking me and killing my farms, my scout farm. So then I'm even more supply block. I was like, oh my god, if I lose this game, it's like. But I had like he targets my Archmage too, and then I use Cloak of Shadows, and then I was like, I don't know why, but in that moment I thought, wait, what if he has some sort of detection? So I actually still paid attention to my Archmage. If I hadn't done that, I would have lost Archmage and game was over. So then I see him attack my Archmage, and I was like, okay, he had detection. So then I TP with like 1 hit points, and then somehow the Firelord glitched inside of my base too. Like when Peasants teleported it, like the Blade Master does when it frees grunts. That was actually silly. So then his Firelord got stumbled and died. And then after that, he was just too far behind because his build is pretty much an all-in. But yeah, that was crazy. And then I didn't expect the games to go this well against Long Walk. Like maybe his style wasn't like as polished as like, for example, like Foggy or some of the other guys when they play Warden. But yeah, that was fun. And finally, I boosted my esports earnings a little bit in 2020.
I want to give a quick shout out to Juan. His surrounds are so surreal. Did you guys catch that? He can surround whatever he wants. He needs like 3.5 units, and the surround sticks against whatever, with whatever heroes involved. It's so surreal to see that.
Yeah, he's really good. I think he's also very consistent in his cups. He keeps getting deep runs and only losing to very high tier competition.
Yeah.
So maybe he's gonna end up breaking through eventually and doing even better than that. But yeah, those cups are so fun. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Long Walk's having crazy runs right now, and I would say he's probably playing at like 60% of like how good he can be. I'm not even trying to hype. Like he doesn't even think he's playing good. And it's actually crazy. I was getting like emotional, dude, talking to him because he's putting like so much work in, and I fucking love this game and I love the team. And it's like awesome when you see like guys like trying so hard. And I think Long Walk's had like he hasn't really had time to grind. He's just kind of played like 20 games a season here, like 15 games a season here. But I told him like, dude, buckle down and actually try to make it, try to get somewhere with it and see where it's at. And now he's starting to grind, and it's paying off. He's beating like insane good players. I think there's still a lot of work to do, and I think Todd exposed that in his game against him. I think he played really, really well, and I think Longwalk has a bit to go, but he's thinking the same way. It's not like he's upset with the losses. It's good to see that he's playing so good at 60% because he's not even close to like maxing out right now. So really good to see. But yeah, I think you both are playing so good, man. And yeah, keep the esports earnings up.
Do you feel like you're on a high when you see like an American flag this deep in a bracket in the finals?
Oh, dude, of course, man. That's the whole point. I don't watch this shit unless my guys are playing. And then like when you see deep runs like this, like these are good wins. And yeah, it's awesome, man. I love watching it. Neo knows I fucking love the team and I love the guys, and I'll do anything for him. And when you see like some of the guys on my team are putting in so much effort, man. Like so many hours, they're grinding. Like Hitman is grinding. Long Walk's starting to grind now, and it's like, dude, when you see like the Lolly on
then
stage,
Cruncher plays 2 games a month and wins the whole thing.
Yeah, that's just human though, right? That's just human. But yeah, it's awesome to watch, man. And of course, I love it, and yeah, it's good.
All right,
I do have to get going though.
Oh, you do? All right.
Yeah, I got some stuff to do, but yeah.
Right. Thank you for dropping by. Give us your shout outs. Where can people follow you? Social media, everything.
So people could follow at Carson with 3 N's on Twitter. No, I'm just kidding. Me and Carson are actually having a competition who can get to 1,000 followers first.
How many do you have, both of you?
I think I have like 116, but he's getting all these African bots out of nowhere, and I think he's at like 130. It's pissing me off. But yeah, we just brought our Twitters back, so you can follow me at Ricky Rubadoo. That's underneath my name. I run Dust Gaming, I run Dust League, and everything NA. We're trying to bring NA back. I think we're doing a good job, and you can follow me. I tweet a lot of memes. I tweet a lot of funny stuff. I tweet a lot of analytic stuff about Warcraft 3 or just my thoughts. So it's pretty good stuff. Todd, thank you for having me. It's good to see you. Sword Puppy, thanks for showing up, dude. I didn't think you would. I think you were pretty genuine in what you were saying. Obviously, we have our disagreements, but it was cool that you came on. I didn't think you would. And then Gaskin, it was nice to talk to you. Is it Gaskin or? I never know. Gaskin. Yeah. Okay. I never know how to pronounce your name, but you do a lot of stuff in Poland in the community, and it's always appreciated, even though sometimes we don't see eye to eye. I don't think I see eye to eye with anyone really, but it's all in good fun. Neo, obviously, you're the fucking bigger brother I never had, dude. I fucking love you to death. Thank you for having Dust League on your channel. I think you guys are awesome. You're wicked shit. I love your shit. And Todd, I got to make the 3P, right? At this point. I mean, regular occurrence or what?
Get the fuck
It wasn't
out
that
of
fast this time.
You should do a giveaway on your Twitter if you want to win against Carson. You just tell people like if they follow you.
Get bots though. I want like genuine people. I don't want like bots that just follow.
Well, look at him. He's getting bots, so it doesn't matter. But make sure like you do a giveaway for like a game that people like. Don't put Reforged keys because nobody's gonna enter that. You need to put like an
you gave away Reforged keys, and I didn't even like your stuff or retweet. That's a horrible idea. Yeah, but yeah, dude, I love being on the show. I think it's awesome, and I will be live in an hour and a half on Back to Warcraft's channel, and we're gonna see some quarterfinal action. It's gonna be really exciting, man. And tomorrow night we'll have the semis and the finals. So tonight and tomorrow night we recap Dust League Season 3 and move on from there. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Sword Puppy, I love you. Big kiss. Mwah.
See you, dude.
All right, give me a second. I need to open one more instance of this so the cameras are not completely bugged out. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that went on for long. The drama, guys. Woo. God
Lots
damn.
of content.
Yeah. So I don't even know what to call it. I couldn't find a cool name. Actually, I need to find a good name for this one. I'm gonna put the comments in the chat. Names, ideas. Yeah. So I'm looking for a cool name for my 2-on-2 tournament, but I launched it just on the Maturino page earlier today. We still had $600+ from the last tournaments to go straight into the prize pool, so it's already like well funded. It's gonna be a format where there's only 2-on-2s played, and there's 3 players per team, so there's 3 different duos. Price pool that we're aiming for is at least 810. It's looking pretty good. We're already at 700, and it starts next week. And it's gonna go across multiple weeks because, like I said, it's only on Thursdays and Fridays. So I don't want to clash with Saturdays and Sundays. And so far, we've got Team Star-Shaped and Friends, which is Storzane, Star-Shaped, Knopf. Best Friends in DC, which is Dowak, Fra, Lil DC. Agro Monkeys with Sonic, Chic, Bizarre. Number 1 with Neutron, Spiral 1. We got a team with Hawk and Cash. They're still looking for a 3rd player. They actually changed name here, Team Paragon. It's Long Walk, Falls, and one more guy, which I forgot, sadly. But basically, their initials is LWFL something. So their team name is gonna be Team Waffles. well done, awesome, guys. And there is another team that I haven't added yet to this, which is gonna be Starbucks, Spooky, and the Muslim.
Sick.
So that's going to be pretty nice as well. So yeah, I'm still looking for to fill these spots, and we are crowdfunding the prize pool. There is a command in my chat, ToD2v2, to get all of the infos, the full schedule. The map pool's pretty sick, actually. I did a lot of research on the mapmakers Discord, and we're doing a very unconventional map pool with Hellfire Plateau, Phantom Grove, Vile Reef, a map with boats, Temple Fields, the Consortium, Basalt Basin, Rift Valley, Guardians, and King and Country. So it's pretty sick maps. And because it's forced starting map, we're going to be seeing all of them, basically, even though there's going to be vetoes after that.
Nice.
So I'm very, very hyped for this. And yeah, hopefully it's going to be a success.
If 2 cups are the best, I think it will be a success. I think Longwalk and Falls, man, they've played with each other for a long time. I remember back on W3 Arena. So they're going to be a force to be watched, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and
they might turn up, and
there's still some players looking for teams. For example, I think X-Lord was looking for a team for a bit. So I'm not sure if he still wants to play because I think he might not have gotten the teammates that he wanted. Maybe they already had a team or something. There was Please initially. I was trying to get Death Note to play. I think Johnny Cage is gonna play as well. Like he's getting a team. Sides. I would really like to have playing this as well. I might end up playing myself. I offered to a few teams. I was like, if you guys can't find, I'll play as well. So we'll see. But yeah, very excited for this. It starts next week on the April 9th on Thursday.
How late? Do you know?
4 p.m.
4 p.m. Nice.
Yeah. And then the last one, actually, that's the next topic. Let me transition. So we just got W3 champions to cover. Then we go quickly over balance. I mean, that's going to be mostly Salt Puppy, I guess, because like you already spoke, Neo and me as well. Maybe Gaskin if you want to chip in. And then it's just going to be a little bit of Q&A because it's already been going on for a very long time here.
All right. Well, I'll quickly start with the champions. I think it's great. Pad's amazing. I like how he's separated the regions because Ping is now playable for the Australian and New Zealand guys. We're not getting matched with Europeans. Yeah, I just hope to see a regular reset and things will be on fire.
What, do you only have 2 games on it?
Yeah, on the American side, I was forced to play against Europe, dude.
Oh,
terribly.
God.
Yeah, dude. I literally I even had so many people very angry that I was playing, and I was like, I got no choice, man. I don't decide where the servers go.
Yeah. All right.
Ended up,
yeah. Sorry. I think there's a little bit of delay between your camera and when you talk, so every time it puts me off. Sorry if I interrupted you many times. Gaskin, any thoughts on the Retail Champions?
Yeah, it's a great idea. But it's rescuing the whole community, hopefully. I'm just worried that Blizzard will not mess up with game source like they did with Warcraft 3 Arena, where this program was blocked with the earlier patches, and even though the game was patched to the, for example, 1.3, the Warcraft 3 Arena was working into 1.27 on 28, and I'm just worried about this. And overall, I'm very glad that Paddy is doing his work and we can play with nice ping.
Neo?
Yeah, it's really cool to see some devs giving us a roadmap and like what they do and what the team is doing. It's not only Pad, but also Cercato and a couple of others. There's constant progress. They constantly tweet about what they do, why they do things, why there's an issue, why things are not working at the moment, when they expect things to work again. All the things we don't get from Blizzard. So they do, as of now, everything right. Some cool features got leaked by Kevin Schwem today, so we actually get leaks. Like they what? It's like silver leaks or something is what they're doing right now. So yeah, that's pretty dope. This is everything we wanted, and they do it in a couple of weeks. Fantastic.
Yeah, 3,464 players have played in the solos already in this, which is amazing. Like I didn't even know this many players actually played solo, so that's very, very cool.
Yeah,
and I can't wait until we see more Russians in this as well. Like I really think that if the entire European scene, like all the best players, play on this, we don't even need to play on NetEase anymore, because even though technically the better players play there, it's still going to be such a good practice environment with one another. Like imagine you meet Happy regularly, like you're already practicing with the best undeads basically, and then we're just going to make each other better. So I really hope that everybody adopts this ladder here in Europe, and it's even in NA. Like if you take all of the players that are in Dust League and they all play on the NA server of this, it's going to be great practice for them. And the lag, I think, won't be too bad. I mean, for people that are on East Coast, I guess maybe a little bit worse. Yeah. But I really, really am happy about this ladder. Imagine if we didn't have this. We'd still have to play on NetEase every time with like just insane ping. Like I'm playing on one, like actually, like I said, on NetEase, my ping got worse with with the ping accelerator. I'm getting 200 plus nowadays. On this ladder, 25 ms. Yeah, the choice is very easily made for me. Like I want to play on this like now almost all the time, and which is what I will do. I will regain rank 1 tomorrow, guys. I'll be on the stream. These D-bags. I'm doing a talk show and they take rank 1 and 2. I don't think so.
I really hope you didn't just see my wife in the background there. My bad.
We did.
She didn't realize this was still going on. Hopefully you don't get banned for that.
I didn't even see. Oh my god, I feel the worst now.
I have to rewind.
Okay. Next we had balance. So that's really only for you, I guess, Sword Puppy or like Gaskin, if you want to chip in. Like we already spoke plenty about it, me and Neo, and we basically think the opposite. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I can start, and before I start, I will mention I am not a top tier player, so my opinion is pretty invalid, I guess you could say. Anyway, I find the Undead vs Orc matchup incredibly broken. I feel once Orc comes online with tier 3.
Okay, sorry.
Orc. I find once Orc come online with tier 3, I run out of answers. I feel like TC needs to be nerfed. And potentially headhunters need to be reverted as well. Other than that, everything is kind of okay.
If you had to rank the races from worst to best, what would it be?
Worst to best would be Night Elf, and then Undead, Human, and then Orc.
Orc best race?
Yeah. They don't really have a bad matchup.
And what did you say was the weakest?
Night Elf.
All right. Okay.
I just feel, Night Elf is just, they don't really have many answers nowadays.
Gaskin, do you want to chip in on this or?
Yeah, about balance, no matchup against the Undead is pretty hard nowadays. It's not needed to change a lot, but some little changes may help us to get equal chances. And about the races, I would say that Undead is the strongest. After is the human idol, and the orc is on the last place for me.
Okay. Let's take some questions, a few questions from the chats then. Unless Neo, you want to chip in on balance as well?
I just find it pretty interesting that a couple of things changed in like 1 week. We saw the Keeper again just today, but it looked really good on AZ. We see a couple of new creep routes by Foggy with the Warden on AZ, so that looked pretty strong as well. In general, Night Elves are pretty creative at the moment. Playing with the Tinker, we saw TH with the freaking Fire Lord and kind of made it work. That was surreal. In general, the WGL qualifiers were pretty fun in total. I don't know if we talked about it so far, but yeah, both were pretty good. That's it, I guess, innovation wise. So I feel like Night Elf is getting a little stronger recently and getting more stable in their late game, finding out what the right unit comp is with Mountain Giants and Bears and Dryads. And just adapt a little better. And this is what we kind of expected from them.
You still think human's the best race?
I definitely think human is the best race. Just wait until TH and Infi are playing serious again, man.
Yeah. Can't wait to see them play other races.
I mean, you won a you won a tournament. Isn't that the best sign that human is OP?
Sure. All right, guys. Let's take some questions from the chats. If you guys have a question, now is the time. Go ahead. Maybe tag us so we can see a little bit more easily with the highlights.
Can I have a question for Neo, meanwhile?
Yeah.
I was wondering all the time if when you were at the DreamHack in Anaheim, were there anyone from the Blizzard or talking with you or getting some feedback?
I talked to one developer very, very briefly for like 5 minutes, and I talked to 3 esports guys for 5 minutes, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
I think Grimo talked a little longer with one of the developers, but we didn't get invited or something. It was pretty funny though. Last week on in the Walker3.info Discord, there was a little discussion about how to advertise the Walker3.info league better, and yeah, the Blizzard dev gave some advice how to do marketing. I thought that was hilarious.
Didn't you read it? Tell us.
Okay, so Devon Goes Ham asked, what is your thoughts on Blademaster first or Farseer first versus human players? That's a question for me. It seems like Farseer is more popular, but in my opinion, they're both pretty good. I still very much fear the Blademaster. Like, it depends on maps. But I still think like Blademaster, Shadowhunter, and then 111 is like very, very strong in my opinion. But like you need to be very good with the Blademaster, obviously. But some players are. Some players, they just got like a GPS in their brain. They always find you. They're like so perfect with placing the Blademaster above the creep. I feel like this micro and control of the map has been pushed so far now that they're really pushing the hero to its limits in like what it can achieve on the map. Even if I have Dust and Mountain King in position, you can't even prevent them from getting the creep, the item, and then getting out sometimes, which is insane. How do all of you think we can make Warcraft 3 more attractive? There are so many games and I don't see much from Blizzard. I think that's for Neo, this one.
Yeah, I mean, what more can we really do with the limited resources we have? We try to run tournaments. Todd is doing a wonderful job with his talk show. Offline events are out of the equation anyway at the moment, so we can't do that. I think what we, especially back to Warcraft, can do more is to do more interviews with players. That's really weak on our part. Some players don't really want that, but a lot of players would be up for it, and we should definitely grab the chance a lot more. Also mix in a couple of new commentators like Todd and Lado recently. I think the Reddit could be better. I think Warcraft 3.info could be used more as a scene page with articles, as there's not too much recently. They might be busy with other stuff, especially David, who's coding. But apart from that, yeah, what else?
There is one thing we talked about previously, which was to maybe make a ladder race on Pad's ladder.
Yeah.
Which I think would be pretty sick.
Yeah, I had some talks. Yeah, that's all I can say right now.
Maybe something coming. That would be nice.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if you know about it, but in StarCraft, there is no ladder race for the most part in terms of. I guess they did it for Challenger for some time, but for a very long time there was nothing. And there's this very passionate guy, kind of like a StarCraft 2 version of Bidu. He invested a lot of his own money to sponsor tournaments. His name is Fear Dragon, and he created something called Ladder Heroes, where at the end of the month he takes the top. I don't know if it's like 8 or 16 or something of like both Europe and NA, and then he has them play in a tournament together, and then they get prize money and stuff. Like it's a really good initiative, and it actually makes the ladder race very interesting. Like some players, they grind super hard because of that, and it makes it entertaining because then if you're watching streams and stuff, like you see all these guys playing one another, actually having a race, and it's like just a good story to follow like the whole way, and there's actually a reward for the players in the form of money for whoever can do well, and a lot of them get paid too. I think he made sure to like spread out the prizes, so I think something like that on War 3 would be amazing.
Yeah.
Cortex.
If I could add something, I think that we are a bit lack of social media, especially for the Warcraft 3 info. We could possibly hit the scores there and get some more people probably. And I was pointing this pretty often to the admins that social media is a pretty strong power for the community, so we should focus there.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
The Wraith 89 asked, question for the guest and you, do you believe if we had one more tournament to all the rest we're seeing so often nowadays, but only once per month, a tournament that should invite all the best players across the world to one place in Europe, so they can play in LAN with better connection, but for a bigger prize pool, so they can have a good reason to buy flight ticket and make hotel reservations? Well, there's a big problem with that. First of all, there is no sponsor infrastructure to make that happen. Then 2, there is no LAN, so that's not going to happen either. And 3, there's this little thing called coronavirus right now, which is preventing any offline event from happening for a very long time. The more I learn about coronavirus, the more I'm like, life might never go back to normal again. Like there might never be big public gatherings happening for like a very, very, unless they find a vaccine. But apparently 18 months is like the estimated timeline for that to happen, and it might never happen either, so because it keeps mutating and everything. So yeah, for now we need to focus on the online.
What some people might underestimate is the cost for production of such an event. That's pretty crazy high. If we can meet again, production costs a lot. So yeah,
there was almost a tournament happening, like I said.
Yeah, I know. I was involved.
If the freaking Reforged launch hadn't been such a disaster, it actually would have happened.
Yeah.
But then the sponsors saw like the launch and everything around it, and they were like, "We're not doing a tournament on this game." So that's pretty sad.
Can you imagine if Red Bull gets involved, like they tweeted? That'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah, they did. They did some posts on the Twitter already. I tried to talk with them, but didn't get any answer. And probably like they saw the Metacritic and quit the idea.
Todd, you're assigned to NLG Gaming. Will they send more players or push Warcraft like they do with CS? If you are free to discuss. I don't think they have any plans to add more players right now. But like they will be doing the same posts for me that they make for CS when the CS guys are playing. So there you will be seeing me like with my arms crossed, maybe with a GIF or something on social media, and like saying that I'm about to play in Meisterschaft and stuff. That's the main tournament that they wanted me to play. But because I spent a lot of time at home and streaming, I decided I might as well play all of the online tournaments as well. That like the weekly cups and whatever. So, but yeah, Meisterschaft's going to be the focus for sure. I'm going to take that very seriously.
There was a question if the lack of offline tournaments will hinder Warcraft from like prospering. I think we're in a pretty cool situation that no one is really used to offline tournaments, so that's not going to be missed. So I think as a scene, it doesn't hit us as much as it would like Dota or Counter-Strike or maybe even StarCraft. Maybe I'm wrong, but
yeah, probably not. But for us, the offline tournaments were the only chance to show the world that we are alive. For me,
yeah.
And now we are doing what we already were doing for last years. And for example, DreamHack Sweden, DreamHack Summer will be moved to the August, if I am correct.
Mm-hmm.
And we will wait with the first offline tournament a couple of months. So maybe something will change after it, but so far we cannot hit the wall, break the wall, and break the other games to appear to the players, to the Twitch, and so on.
China is planning to do the offline tournaments in June, right? I wonder how that would.
Yeah. It'll be interesting what happens. Like,
yeah,
I really hope that the situation gets better and then we somewhat get back to, I guess, close to normal. But realistically, I think it's unlikely to go down this way. Like, we're at least in most places quarantined until the end of April. That's probably going to be even longer. So it's hard to find actually like reliable information and stuff. Everybody's saying different stuff, but yeah, it's hard to be super optimistic for like offline stuff for a while. But like I said, luckily we got the online. Imagine the industries where they can't do the online. They're just stuck in limbo doing nothing. Todd and Rez, do you think Blizzard will come up with any improvements / fixes for Reforged?
Nah, I don't think so. To be honest, I'm pretty worried about this now because after they got so much refunds, they might think that they will leave the project. So, like they did with the Heroes of the Storm, like the other games. So I'm pretty interested. What is the scale of the refund overall? So we could know how much money did they were forced to give back to the people.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of see the patch notes recently, right? And it feels like their prioritization is a little off, say. Or things take way too long. But then I look at Pat's work and I think, why is that taking so long? I like everything that happens now is like a little bonus, but I'm not hoping for much anymore, to be honest.
Yeah, so do I.
I also agree that because they've got so many refunds, I'm worried they're just going to abandon it. Plus, everyone bashed it pretty hard, dude. Sponsors don't really want to be involved. Like, yeah, it's pretty tough times, but we'll see. China kind of keeps us alive in the scene. Maybe they can keep doing that until things get better.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just sad that there is some stuff we can't do ourselves, but I'm happy that there is so much stuff we can do ourselves. Like, we can keep on creating content, we can keep on streaming, we can keep on organizing tournaments. Like, for example, me and Back to Warcraft. You got Pad making like a dope-ass ladder. Might be able to add 2-on-2 later onto it. I'm really sad that there's no opportunity to add East servers, because if that was doable, he probably would have found a way and done it, but apparently we can't. So, and I don't think there will be another W3 Arena You know, like I really feel like I took W3 Arena for granted. You know, I criticized it so many times, and then now I see the newbie net, I'm like, holy fuck! Like W3 Arena was like so much better than this piece of garbage. So like, yeah, I guess you never really know what you had until it's gone, right? But like I said, we're fortunate. Like without the W3 champions, I would still be playing on NetEase every day and with like 200 MS. Now I actually get to play daily with 25 MS, which is nuts. Like I never thought that would actually happen after the Reforged launch and when I saw how everything was working. So yeah, same for the maps. I would like the maps to be improved or like change some of them. For example, like Echo Isle. So my idea is that I'm going to organize some tournament with a bunch of the newer maps and we're going to get some pro games played on them. And then we're going to see what the pros say. I'm going to collect feedback and then I'll talk to other tournament organizers and see if they're interested in maybe subbing that piece of dog shit Echo Isle for like something new and fresh. Because I'm sick and fed up of this fucking map where all the games are the exact same and there's no opportunity to take more than one expo or like go for something different than the middle camp for battle of the map in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, maps seems to be the only thing they're really interested in. So I think with maps we have a decent shot of having changes.
And campaigns.
Yeah. All right, so I think that's gonna be it, guys. I'm pretty tired, to be honest.
Yeah.
And we've been live, oh my god, almost 4 hours? Is this for real? What the hell? Okay, so let's do some shout-outs, and then we'll say goodnight, and then, yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Hold Puppy, go ahead, you're up first. Where can people follow you? Where can they send you messages as you've liked?
All right, so
reading them lately.
I'll post my socials and my stream. I do have direct messages blocked, so it's probably best just to at me or something like that. I'd like to give a shout out to everyone who actually has been supportive through this time, the last 3 months. I appreciate every one of you. And yeah, thanks for the opportunity coming on board. I appreciate you not being too savage. And yeah, hopefully this opportunity will arise again. Appreciate every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Gaskin?
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. This was a great opportunity to talk with you guys. Thanks for all the opinions. It was a pleasure to discuss. And you can tune in for our Polish Warcraft League on the Twitter, Warcraft 3 Reforged Poland, and Gaskin, as you can see on the screen. We are also streaming on the Twitch, Reforged Polska, and we are streaming the Polish Warcraft League or some other tournaments. So tune in, stay with us, and support the organizers of the tournaments like Neo, ToD's, and all the others, so we can do our job the best and keep motivated.
Do you feel like your discussion with Neo was productive? Like after the Reddit thread and all of that and talking to each other?
Yeah, a bit, yes. I really feel great about what Neo and Remo did for the Warcraft 3 community, and the discussion is to find solutions to fix the issues, and I hope that in the future we will find the proper way to make some clear rules, and that's it. Yeah, should be fine. Just
Neo?
stick together and do best job as we can.
Yeah, I think so too. I definitely understand it a little bit better. Some cultural things I think got cleared up. It was cool to talk and not chat. It's always a little better to do that with voice and picture, I guess. So yeah, it was cool to be here for the third time. I think I'm the record holder now for the town hall talk. Pretty sure.
Well, you were here 2 times?
3 times.
Oh, 3? Really? Already?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
I'm the town hall champion now.
Damn. Congrats.
Thanks. So people know my socials, I guess. So I give a shout out to a band called Dogleg. They put an album out called Melee, and it's really good. So check it out if you're into punk rock and emo.
And
oh yeah, and shout out to all the tournament organizers and admins and mods of Twitch channels because they living a miserable life in the quarantine days.
Do you know like the next season of Dust League is still gonna be on Back to Warcraft and stuff, or?
Super chill to work with the guys.
Yeah.
So I don't see a reason to not continue. But it's up to them, I think.
Yeah.
We will offer the platform. But if they will take it.
Okay. Give me a second. Actually, I need to prepare something. Do you guys think we touched on everything that you wanted to talk about, or is there anything else like you guys would like to add real quick?
It should be fine. It's enough.
Yeah, no, I'm all good as well.
All right.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll post all of your links under the video in the YouTube. So if somebody's watching this through the podcast and you want to follow some of our amazing guests, then you definitely should go to the YouTube video for this town hall meeting, and in the description there'll be all the link to their social streams and everything. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night. Much love, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, that was fun. Thanks to my guests for joining me, guys. If you want to find more of their content, be sure to check them out. Again, I will be posting the links under the video on the YouTube. And yeah, if you are enjoying the show, consider supporting us on Patreon. This helps us cover production costs such as podcast hosting and continue providing this content. This podcast is live now on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Podbean, SoundCloud, and many, many more. So if you wish to have this show delivered to you in an audio format, just search for ToD's Town Hall Meeting on your favorite platform. Visit the Patreon page at patreon.com/ToDGaming. Supporters get the YouTube show, VODs, and podcast emailed to them ASAP. YouTube VODs are public a day later. Plus, I've quite a few more perks listed on our different tiers, such as priority Q&A questions, and Discord perks, monthly replay packs, custom recorded voice messages you can use for stream alerts, voicemail greeting, or whatever, ability to cast votes for the future direction of my tutorial contents, and you can submit replays for me to analyze live on stream, and much more. Check it out. Hop into my Discord and follow my Twitter for updates. Subscribe to YouTube for show VODs and game highlight videos. And I got a lot more stuff coming actually around the Patreon. I'm going to start my interview series very soon. I'm just waiting on one or two overlay. The first interviewee is probably going to be Neo. He already accepted a while back. I recorded my first tutorial recently. I still need to post that, and I need to do more, and I will be posting them very, very soon. So thank you again for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow with some letter. Have a good night. Peace.